agents that, and all they do is push the gender war. But that's also part of the New World Order.
Yeah. And first, remember when they
destroy the idea of family.
Remember when they first came out, it's all about dating.
Now it's white supremacy.
Now it's all into politics. He goes into deep diving into the Israel and Iran. All of a sudden, he's a specialist in politics. You know what I'm saying? That was a covert operation that they did live on night.
Yeah, because that's one of the ways that they're able to infiltrate and control the minds of the people through the media, through these rappers, actors. It came out a long time ago. That, Sony, because they let it leak. Sony had an email where I think it was one company, they were doing something and the guy emailed him back and said, listen man, we got some actors, we'll just get them to come and push the thing. Yeah, because of course, there's actors will push whatever they're told to push. You see these celebrities and you think they believe what they say comes out of their mouth. They're actors, they're no different to a politician. You think when you see a politician on TV and he's all passionate about something, that he actually cares about that. No, he's just, that's the role he has to play. Where you don't know that person off camera. Trump is playing a character. If you look at videos of Trump when he was a young man, you could see where he morphed into, even the way he talks. No one changes the way they talk like that. Do you understand? Like, if I support, who's an older Jake you can think of? That's like a normal celebrity guy. How many older Jakes can you look and they've completely changed the way they talk and the cadence that they talk from when they were young? No, they might get a bit more raspy in the voice.
Yeah, like Freeman and that.
Yeah, but Trump is playing a character. He's a TV personality that they created for him to play. No different than a WWE guy when The Rock was playing The Rock. And he was playing a character. And he was on WWE a few times. He's not real. You don't know Trump. You think you know what he believes and what he likes. Guy's a Satanist. You don't know that, do you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, this is my belief. No, you don't know their belief. These guys are actors. You don't know anything about them. You just know what they've shown you on TV as that's what they think.
They know One Crimps is his favorite book.
Revelation 20 and 2, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
Yeah, for that 1,000-year period, Esau had no political or any kind of prominence or effect on the earth.
And set a seal upon him, they should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season.
And that's what's happened. You Edomites have been loosed, and all you've done is deceive the world through various, well, that's why they call it the Illuminati, through various systems that are lies. Like we were speaking about earlier, capitalism is a lie, and so is communism. And one of the biggest lies is that communism and capitalism are in adversary to each other. Where did the Bolsheviks come from? America. Communism and capitalism are operating systems, but they have the same goal. And they use the Hegelian dialectic against each other to achieve the same goals. So the guys on that side and the guys on this side are all working for the same people.
Yeah, because the Bolshevik, like you just said, was the Rothschilds, so it's Great Britain and America, and the guys with America to take down the Russian czars. That's how they got rid of the monarchy.
Yeah, and put their own people in power. But then they got the little people, the communism and capitalism, bro, they're all working for the same people. So in that way, it's a deception. And the deception is that under capitalism, everything's going to be great. Yeah, it was great for the boomers, but it ain't. How come it ain't great now?
One generation, and then from then.
And then on the communism, everyone's supposed to be equal, right? But then, but it's not on the both system. What ends up happening? Poverty for the majority, and the minority have all the power. Because they say in communism everyone's equal, it's just that some people are more equal than others.
Because I was looking, because Lenin as well, because I remember watching Vladimir Lenin. Said visited London 6 times between 1902 and 1911. He spent his time editing the revolutionary newspaper Iskra at Clerkenwell Green, researching at the British Museum reading room and hiding out as Dr. Jacob Richter.
So why did he come to London? Because he was hired by the Rothschilds, man. He was the new suit they was going to use to replace the monarch.
Well, that's why over there in Russia and China, the beast system is being built simultaneously, like the same way.
The CV is proof that it's all the same system because all of these different axes developed a juice. None of them were like, oh, no, actually, we ain't going to deal with it. You had Sinovac, you had, I forgot, Russia's one, right?
Simple, isn't it?
No, you got China. You actually do.
That was even impressive.
They're all working on the same thing, just calling it different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're all building that system.
And they're all intertwined. Listen, these corporations, when you look behind, like this brother would tell you, then you find out like, oh no, that American company's been working with this people for the time. The Russian or the Chinese. But they make
Neo, and it's a rival to Neuralink. Same thing.
So make sure you get your Neuralink, but we don't want the Chinese. We don't want them to win.
Yeah, because they're more advanced in America. So
They, you know, they keep occupied with bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thinking that something, you know, there's a different battle going on. It's not the same fight, and you're just really, you know. Let's say they laid the snare, and the people are not privy to the snare.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why it's deception, man.
Revelation 17 and 12, real quick. As kings won out, and that goes into the whole breakup, making up for the foundation of the EEC that became the EU. And NATO's a counterpart of that, and America's the head of that whole system.
And they're putting a lot of emphasis on NATO or the European nations building up, right? Because America's playing hard to get right now, right? They don't want to be close partners like that anymore. So they're encouraging EU to build themselves up, to have all these different technology in place and whatever, you know.
And then all that's done, like we know eventually it's going to have a counteraction, but we understand that Macron and all them are all getting a piece of that. So when all these European countries now, when they decide to not increase the pension and put the money into the military, they got an excuse now. Oh, it's not us, it's like Trump. Even though I got money in all these companies that are about to get all this government money, and this is how the game runs. It's like they use one thing, or it's called political cover. One part of the spectrum will give cover to the other part of the spectrum to do something that if they'd have just done it, the people would be like, what the hell are you doing? Because if Britain decided to put the weapon spending up 2%, but then the NHS and all that, man, they'd be like, we don't need that. But then when you get all this thing with Trump, now man can stand up and say, well, you know what, because of Trump and because of Russia thing, we got to do this. Meanwhile, it's just like all the way to the bank.
And because the MOTP, because it has multiple applications, they can still funnel investment money into these different things by saying, it's military. Yeah, the military can use chips too. You know, because they have to check the personnel and all these types of things. So they have a reason to produce these things, you know, for the public. You know?
One more verse. Revelation 17 and 13. These have one mind, and all shall give their power and strength unto the beast. One mind, one world order. That's it.
And that's why that's what they that's why
Okay.
That's why Europe and they've been in the world, they've been behind it 120%. And that's why they're going to be destroyed too. America's going to be destroyed, but Europe has got to pay too. They're going down hard because they have been benefiting from the global empire. The different European companies, they've took their taste, they took their piece. When they were going into Iraq and doing and bullying these nations, they were all getting a piece of the pie. You know, these top elites in America, because they're more nations out of Europe that benefited from the system of being in close proximity to America. British companies, what they call it, the special relationship, they benefited from the bully boy. Yeah, of course.
Oh, sorry, look.
Yeah, go ahead.
Juicer as well. It says victory for the Lamb in the heading, right? So verse 14. Ye shall make war with the Lamb. So the one beast system, the one world government, NATO and the EU, they're going to try and fight Yahushua when he comes with the chariots, right? That's why they've got alien invasion. You know, they're gonna
what happened with that, man? They said they were gonna release all the files, and then it's just bullshit. Esau needs to be destroyed. And all that was just to test how people react to the idea of aliens. The reality is, about the whole alien things, is that the damage has already been done. People already generally know the truth to be the lie, or the lie to be the truth through the media. The media has already done the job, so the average person already believes it's the little green man. It's done. That's why when they tell you they're going to release all this stuff, they don't really need to do it. It's already done. The deception's already there. Most people, that's why the Disclosure Day film is dead.
Yeah, I watched it. It's dead.
But there's nothing that time where Steven Spielberg and that they did what was that? Close Encounters, right? Bro, it's been done. The whole thing, like, yeah, we know there's aliens. No, we're not saying there is, but I'm saying, like, because of the media, the general public is already embedded in their psyche. People already believe. Oh, there's little green men. Yeah, and they're like, kind of already, because I've seen it on Independence Day.
That's it. I want you to believe like Independence
and that's the power of the media. More people believe in aliens than they do in angels. That is the why. You grown up watching a million programs in HD showing you all these different aliens. Your brain doesn't actually know the difference between when something's real or fake. It just absorbs it. So for you can believe it. Like dinosaurs and that. You know what I mean? Jurassic Park, man just believed dinosaurs was a billion years ago. Because you've seen it a million times.
They say you tell a lie enough when it comes to truth, right?
Yeah,
that's what we saw like on repeat.
All these alien films, man. So now the aliens don't even hit like that no more. It don't hit because that Disclosure, well, we already kind of knew, so it's not really nothing. Ooh, what's it gonna say? Like, come on, bro. We've seen Contact.
That's what I was like, wrong. It's like a lot of it was like 97, 96 was the Independence Day, the next year.
Nobody cares. All that alien release thing, and nobody cared, and that was a test. Oh yeah, we got them. They all. It was a psychological operation because they didn't want people to know, okay, the chariots of the Lord. So it's like, okay, little green men or the Greys. And then they have these whistleblowers like Bob Lazar. Oh, yeah, you know, I'm getting Henry. I mean, you don't see the shit. Like when he talks about, he said that they done something to him here. So when if he starts talking the truth about it, he starts getting headaches. I don't want you to shit. This is bullshit. And then Joe Rogan would be like, there, like, oh, what? Yeah, they took me to Roswell and all that. And bro, he's lying. It's all. He's an agent. It's all lies. But they want you to think government's hiding this. If the government are hiding, bro, why would this guy be allowed to go on Joe Rogan, who's funded pretty much by the government, to tell you about it?
He needs to be hiding.
Joe Rogan's like worth, what, 300 million, bro? He's mainstream. You think they would let man go in the mainstream to tell you about it? You think the military would allow Hollywood to put it in films? They control Hollywood. They're like, don't put that, don't talk about Area 51 in a fucking film. Take that out of your script right now. No, it's in every script. Every movie mentions Area 51 and Little Green Men.
Bro, it's like growing up, like I was 8 years old now that went Area 51.
The government don't want you to know about it. They don't want you to know about Area 51.
Bro, it's like in cartoons, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
The big FBI file, confidential.
Like you said, X-Files been on for like how many years, how many seasons, repeating it over and over again that these things exist. So it's like, well,
there's a secret Men in Black that are hiding the. No, this is what they want you to think.
That kind of solidified it for me. When he done Men in Black do that dance thing.
They're among us. Yeah, man. There's a lot of liars out there, man. But Esau will go to extreme depths to push lies to the people, man.
It's the book of Psalms 144 and 11. Read me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their light hand is the light hand of falsehood.
That's how Esau is very good at spreading lies and misdirection. You know what I mean? And he'll make you think he don't want you to know something while he's providing you that information, because that's what he wants you to know. But the real information, they're not going to give that no spotlight. They're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And they'll put the guy that they'll attack publicly, the guy they want you to see. Like Andrew Tate is a perfect example. I'm the most cancelled man on the planet. Next day, the Sun newspaper, the Mirror, everyone, Andrew Tate has been banned. Bro, if you don't want no one to know about him, you don't put him on the front page of the news.
If he's the most cancelled man, he's also the most reinstated person as well. So the Sun's putting you back. Exactly. You know?
You know what I'm saying? They're name dropping him in damn BBC programs about misogyny. Yeah, because when you don't want no one to know about it, the media will just have a blackout on you. And you really won't exist because the algorithm, they can put you in, they could control the algorithm. So the algorithm will just dead you off. You're gone. Like you won't show up on no one's recommended like at all. And your name, if man mention your name in the video, their video is just gonna get that thing, yeah. And you'll just be in blackness. You better go out on the street and start preaching, because that's the only way man are gonna find you. You know, don't put things you don't want people to see on mainstream TV. Just come on, or on the Sun newspaper, like, front page. You finished?
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
That's Esau Edom. His whole society is a blasphemy because he's saying that he could do everything better than the Most High. And that's what we were speaking about earlier. Like his idea that his civilization is superior to the civilization that the Lord designed, with the foundation being the law. He thinks he could come up with a new law that's better than what the Lord invented. And the world actually thinks like that, because most people, when they think about the Bible,
It's outdated. It's outdated.
That was Bible
there's some
time.
good things. Bro, it's the word of life. Imagine this is actually the word.
That was Bible time. That was Bible time.
You know what I mean? Meanwhile, the Jude Bellingham thing's getting the Ballon d'Or. Esau's bullshit getting the Ballon d'Or ratings. Like, oh, what does Elon have to say? But, and this retard's getting up there telling you about how he's gonna abundance and all this shit. Like he's gonna give you everything you ever wanted. And everyone will have a 3-star Michelin chef. No, you won't, man. Come on, man.
How, Sway?
How?
Can you afford it? No, you can't.
No. You telling me these
Like it's
people
free.
that created the third world all of a sudden want everyone to live in abundance, bro? Like this is bullshit, man.
Here's the thing, yeah, he's not talking about all these things like they're free, right? Like they're gonna give you these things. He makes Tesla cars, right? They ain't fucking free. They ain't free, bro, and they're expensive as shit. They're not even the cheapest car on the market.
No, but
that's why the Chinese man are outdoing you right now.
Universal basic high.
Oh, high. Well, how high does it have to be?
It's gonna be high. Nah, man. And then so Esau's pushing this lie, and then the real truth. Some of them Isaiah the second chapter. The real truth is that the real people that's gonna lead the earth forward in righteousness, in a new order that is actually beneficial, is the Israelites. And the beautiful thing is that the foundation of it isn't hidden. It's right here. The foundation of it is here. It's right here, written in the law. And it's that same law that's going to be written in our hearts, and it's going to be the foundation of our wisdom. Meanwhile, Esau's got all of this like philosophy and all that. We ain't going to need all that. We got the foundation that's needed, which is all found in the scriptures.
So Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2, and it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days, where the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
That's the Israelites being established over all the nations. The government of Israel, the 144,000, is going to be that one world government. It's going to be the new world order. The real new world order is the Israelites ruling over all the nations, man. In righteousness.
Pursuing to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Yeah. That was how things are supposed to be. Above all nations.
You know, and that's better than the devil ruling.
Exactly. Yeah. And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
All the nations are going to come to the Israelites, beginning with the elect. They're going to be under the authority of the Israelites, and everything they do is going to be based upon the word of those people. And all knowledge, all verification is going to come through us, because right now the problem is the devil is verifying things. You got a con man, and you got to trust the con man to tell you what is and what isn't, and that's causing all kind of problems, because how can you have a deceiver be the one to verify?
That's it.
I need to do an investigation. Get the devil. Come on, man. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Ism we got to deal with, man. When a crime happens, you have to rely on the devil investigating that crime and providing you with justice.
That's why, what was it called, man? Epstein. Like all that. These guys are like, it's bro, where's the arrest?
There's nothing to look into. There's nothing to look into.
How many fingers in the whole tape?
Bob,
You saw nothing.
but that's what Trump's been doing.
Yeah.
Trump's just been lying, and people don't realize that it's by design. Esau is lying and purposely just basically saying, listen, bro, you need to accept whatever I say on any given day. And even if I contradict myself, I didn't contradict myself. It's a fucking mind fuck. And I've never seen nothing like it in my life. I've never seen them man consistently just be jumping from, just contradicting themselves over.
Just the boldness
Because
and audacity
now
of it.
people are just accepting that, yeah, whatever. I just,
He's gonna bullshit.
whatever it is, isn't it? Like, if they say it is, then, and then if they change it the next hour, then we just accept that. Whatever it is, just accept it. And you see people doing that. Yeah, whatever Trump says, you know, I don't believe. Did Trump lie? Well, I don't think he lied. I think he's just doing what he's supposed. Okay, so you've now
That's it.
accepted it. Like.
One man said, I'm willing to suffer for my children. If my children can live and I gotta suffer for Trump, then I'm willing to
Dude, they still believe that people are undermining him. That's the funniest thing. It's like I don't know.
State, bro. Yeah, man.
I don't know who got in his head. Whoever signed that deal with Iran, they put pressure on Trump.
They said,
You ain't even no thing. It was a memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
Some bullshit, man. That's bullshit. That's when businesses do that when they don't want to commit to a deal. No, we're going to sign a memorandum of understanding and get the stock price to go up. 2-3 years later, nothing happened. It wasn't a deal. It's nothing binding you to do anything. It's just you saying, yo, we think, innit? Like,
That would be nice if this happened.
it would be nice, yeah. Cool story, bro.
Verse 3. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
So our way is going to be perfect. So we're actually going to be the standard of life for everyone, and that's in all things. Everything is going to be from our tutelage. So right now, Esau, Edom, just turn it around, bro. Just tell him to turn it around. It's simple. Bare lump. Yeah. Oh, it's both ways.
Yeah, one.
That's Table of the Nations.
Oh, okay. Cool. We done.
Yeah, we got another one coming. That's
Yeah. So right now we're living in a world where Esau, Edom.
All right. My mind.
Right now we live in a world where Esau, because he's at the top of the world, everything that you can think of, he's the authority on it. That most people, they look at him like, how are we gonna do this? They even bring an Edomite in. So even in Jamaica, bro, they'll have like flipping man there that know how to run the police, yeah, and they'll bring in some dusty constable, yeah, from somewhere in the Met, yeah, that no one rates. Like, man's getting no ratings in England, and they'll be like, okay, get him to come and set up our police. It's like, oh, this guy. Like, they're like Steve McLaren, bro. They're getting Steve McLaren into coach man's team. Man's done. The only reason Steve McLaren's in Jamaica is because nobody wants him here. Yeah. But that's just a small example. Like, most of these countries, when they want to do anything, they really seek to Esau to come and show us, like, how do you do this, how do you do that? Well, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to take that role. And so we're going to use the wisdom and knowledge of the understanding, and everything's going to be better. Because the way we're going to provide to them is going to be the proper way. Whether it comes to history, we're going to give them the correct history. Not bullshit history. The language, agriculture, we're going to show them how to do farming and how this is done. And how did you know? Yeah. So proper standards within the world, rather than Esau and his BS.
Yeah. Like you said, capitalism. So when you look at capitalism, is about enriching the rich by any means necessary, and we have perpetual slaves, man. In order to have a capitalist society and all that, and that means they're going to be cutting corners at every cost. That's why this system is so corrupt. They've been cutting corners since the foundation, man. That's why they got rid of the gold standard, because everything was normal, everything was, like justified, everything had balance. Forced balance is an abomination to the Lord. So when this David came into the power, I can cut corners, I can get rid of the gold standard and give them paper notes, debt-bearing notes. Yep. So they don't even actually own anything.
And then you get into a situation in this society, man. I was watching a video on it here, because it's really what idiocracy is all about, where it comes a point where the corporations, they have a vested interest to reduce the quality of something because it benefits them. That's what the idiocracy was showing. Like something gets branded, and now because Gatorade is making money from selling the Gatorade for the plants, they're gonna use the Gatorade for the plants. But now Gatorade is sponsoring the news program. So the news program ain't gonna come out and bring out the information that the Gatorade is actually killing the plants. So it ends up being that in that system, the evil is continued in a loop. And that's already happening, where the news programs are sponsored by a pharmaceutical company. So they can't come out and do a story exposing the pharmaceutical company, because now that pharmaceutical company is cooked, you don't get the revenue from their adverts. And that's how that's one of the, you got into capitalism. That's one of the evils of capitalism, because when money comes first, you end up in situations like that where you get crazy loops. So the checks and balances is all out of there.
Of like smoking, where they are doctors being brought out and saying, "Yeah, smoking's good for your asthma."
Yeah.
But then it's like they already had the research showing they knew it linked to cancer, but then they were just like, "Well, for the bad though."
Yeah, that's a wicked world, man. And everything's like that now. People sell out for the money, and then you lose the that's why most things now, let's be honest, most things have lost its value. It's peaked because it's when it becomes too corporatized and money's too much involved. There's no, like, look at football, we're talking about it today. It's got more money than ever, but it's shit. The music, more money than ever, but it's shit. The movies, they're piling billions into some of these blockbusters, and it's just shit. And because the man them that's supposed to keep the man in check are making money from them, they can't come out and even say it. So there's no checks and balances, but so it's just all bullshit, man. It's this world's cooked, man. So you get some pundit, and because he's getting paid, he can't criticize LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't, like, because he's the cash cow. So then you just carry on the bullshit. Or you can't criticize Cristiano or something, you know, because you're on a payroll. You see it in boxing all the time.
Oh, what is
The
it?
boxers.
The Ring? Is it the magazine?
Yeah.
Got bought out.
Bro, you see it in the commentary. If the guy's the house fighter, man could be in there stinking it out, and the commentary just chatting shit.
Look at that jab.
Yeah. Bro, this world's cooked, man. Truth is not held in high regard, man. All facades and fake. These men will fake that they use a product. Fake vegetarians. Man's not really a vegetarian, but he's making money off the lifestyle, so he's a fake vegetarian. Fake fitness model, you know? Fake alpha male. Yeah? Man's not living anything he's preaching, like, at all. And the internet is filled with it. All over the internet is a bunch of fake businessmen. PPD got exposed. Flipping running scam, but he's a big businessman. No, you're a scammer. That's what you are. Everything is just man faking it to make it, and it's just destroying everything because nothing's real. You can't get real information no more.
It's Jeremiah chapter 9 verse 3. And they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth. For they perceive from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith the Lord Yahweh.
There you go. You can't tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? People just lie, make up things, play the game just for the bag, and it's across the board, and that's why everything's just fake and gay. You know, everything's just fake and gay. Man, overdoing things. Hey, really, this place is done. It's done. There's nothing real. You know, back in the day, man used to go, yeah, man's keeping it real. No one keeps it real no more.
You know, most industries as well, where they got regulators, like in finance, where you got the FCA, you got Ofcom for the rate, like all the broadcasters. The regulators make money off on a non-profit basis of the companies that they're regulating. So when they should really be screwing companies over and getting them closed down, they make money off the companies they regulate. So they got to keep them operational.
This is the issue, because these are men they're there to protect you, the consumer. Right? These oil barons, they're just making bare money of putting energy prices up, man, and they're there to stop them doing that. But they're getting paid from the whole process. So it's like, what incentive do they have to get on them? They don't really.
It's because what you say just remind me, a lot of the things where it will have a specific stamp on it. So for instance, in the UK,
like Moody's, the AAA rating and stuff like that.
Oh no, you know, in products you'll be like be certified.
Oh yeah.
All of that, and it's in tech you'll get ones where it's like ISO blah blah blah, and it's just all a painful scheme.
paying it, yeah.
And there's no truth. Oh, Forbes 30 under 30. I used to think that was like 30, you know, the top businessmen. Now you pay to be in Forbes 30 under 30.
I think they say
It's like the Forbes says, it's not the richest men on the thing, it's just who are expected to be on the list.
Yeah. Exactly.
It doesn't cover everybody.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? The betting thing. Every sports is just run by gambling now.
Oh, what's the one? The thing that Trump's cabinet was betting money on, man. Poly market.
Yeah. They just run everything. So
And they know the deals are happening, and then you just see, they put in like like millions into it, betting on these things.
everyone's
They get
advertising
average
gambling.
Jones, man, yeah.
You can't watch any podcast and say, yeah, the man are selling their soul to the gambling sites. But yeah, this place cooked, man. Anyway, let's keep it going, man. That's why we gotta. The Lord is gonna come and take this man out, man. You know, white supremacy is over. It failed, man. It failed, and it ain't everyone else's fault. It's your fault.
You did it.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, all that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Right, the Most High set up a system and a world for us to live in, right? You keep the law, statutes, and commandments here, and you use the wisdom of the natural things in order, and you'd be healthy. You'd be healthy. All you got to do is just not abuse your body with drugs and excess, right? But Esau wants you to abuse yourself with excess and then turn around and use these Frankenstein drugs and Frankenstein procedures to prolong your life. Like replacing, you know, put some mechanism in it, man.
So your body's gonna be allergic to it like down the line.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just following what you're meant to follow. So instead of just having a healthy diet, now it's an Ozempic.
Precept.
You know, which the whole diet thing, if Shakal was here, it's all been a massive scam to purposely destroy them through food.
Now, even like with the whole food and medicine, you see multiple advertisements for different supplements. Like back in the day, they never used to push supplements before. And now they're just pushing so hard. It's all fake shit, man.
And you're so poisoned that that's why everyone's getting cancer. The thing is, right, they try and make you pinpoint, oh, okay, if you don't do, listen, bro, everything's giving everything around us, the mobile phone is giving us cancer, the TV, the air you're breathing has got a million different things that's going to give you cancer, the water you drink, there's absolutely everything around. That's why you can't pinpoint what the hell you're getting cancer from, because literally there's so many different things that's toxic to your body that we live around here. Just pick one. Which one could it be?
You got asbestos in the fucking walls and shit.
Now they got it in the damn kitchen tops that I heard they had.
That's the news.
Yeah? The nuclear testing is given, man. You could avoid all of that, yeah? And then just some nuclear isotope, breathe it in. Because Esau was exploding, flipping nuclear weapons in the atmosphere.
You got nuclear fried fish, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's eating that.
My kind of
Because it affects the whole ecosystem, the waters.
Yeah, when you eat it, you think it's got pepper in it. It's just radiation.
Some gamma rays.
The new ghost pepper.
Listen, I think you got Scotch bonnet on there. Yeah, and then now, so pretty much everyone's getting some form of cancer now. But don't worry, Esau's gonna save you by putting a chip in your body, yeah, that's gonna monitor your body so that now it will tell when you have the cancer, so they could treat it for you, so you can live forever.
Deploy nanobots, you know, to kind of fight the cells, you know. All that
So take this Neuralink, yeah, and take this chip in your body. It's like, god damn, man. We don't need to put chips in no one's body in the kingdom, man. Man, are just gonna eat healthy, and work, exercise.
Because disease is a curse from the law. We're transgressing the law ultimately. You know, because people ain't living right anyway. This is why all this shit's happening to people.
Yeah, self-destructive behavior, for the whole world's chasing dopamine through self-destructivism, man.
Yep.
This is 2 Esdras 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared.
one of the things that we have faith in is that the Most High knows how to make it good. Yeah, we go into the scriptures and the Lord will open up your understanding. But at the end of the day, man, thus saith the Lord, man, fuck me. Why have I got to go into a fucking 20-hour speech to tell you why you shouldn't eat pork? Why have I got to do this, man? Why? I don't got to do a 20-hour speech here to tell you know, man will to convince you of a lot of things that you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? But for the pork, no, bro, can you explain it to me? Bro, how about I explain it like this? See the God that created you and the pig, he said don't do it. No one knows better than that. But Esau actually know, well, if you fry it this way. No, bro. If that was the case, it would have been in the law that you could simply fry it, bro. Or you could deep fry it, or if you feed the pig only corn, it's okay. That would have been in there. It just says no. And the reason for it is it's not good for you. And if you do it, there's gonna be a consequence. Because the scripture says the wages of sin is death. There's gonna be a consequence. And there's no way of getting around that consequence.
So I was gonna say Esau's such a devil because he's like, what do you mean people didn't know how to cook in the ancient world? So were you talking?
They was cooking in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Because they was like, oh yeah, when it was written, they just didn't know how to cook it properly, bro.
So now, when you teach
But
people
Esau can't
about
even
the-
wash chicken. What do you mean?
I can't season the chicken.
What are they doing? What are they doing that you men are doing that's different?
See, a lot of people, man, they have a problem with the scriptures because they can't see the vision. They don't trust. You got to trust, especially when you first come into this truth. A lot of it is down to trust. Because remember, your mindset in this society is destroyed. You're already a traumatized individual. So let's be honest, you like a lot of things that's not good for you. Because you're damaged. You like a lot of things that are, you're attracted to certain things that's not good for you. Because if you're in this world, you've been in it. So there's things that you should be repelled from that you go towards. Yeah, that goes for all of us. Because if you've grown up in this world, you've grown up in the filth. And so you seek to the filth, you roll in the filth, you enjoy it. And then so someone's telling you, no, bro, the filth ain't good, yeah? At first it can be that, I don't know about that, I don't know, how can I be happy not doing that? Because you're damaged in the brain. That's where faith comes in. That's when you have to have faith to understand that if the Most High says that this is the better way and I'm going to be better for it, let me trust that he understands it. Let me trust that the kingdom of heaven is better than this kingdom. But a lot of men can't trust it because they don't have faith. So they trust in this. They don't want to take that, oh, you know, I don't know about that kingdom of heaven stuff, you know, because it sounds like it's boring to me. Yeah, because you ain't got no faith.
That's always something to kind of, oh, hell sounds like it'll be more popping. Yeah, it's like, bro, what are you talking about?
He's in it. Hell's going to be
about,
popping.
bro?
That's a damaged individual. That's a sick nigga.
I feel like, bro, it's like the way you're,
But it's true.
out, bro.
It's true because man's love the madness because it is. That's why the Bible says you got to have the renewing of your mind. But before your mind can even be renewed, you have to have the faith to accept that what the Lord is saying is better for you. Even though you love to eat the pork, you have to accept that it's better for you. Before you even learn the reasons why, you have to accept. The faith is, yeah, this is what the Lord said.
But the Most High is the father with his children, with his sons, right? And like I said, the child don't understand everything.
You have to take it by what your father says.
And we're still children.
You
And
don't
we're
sit
not-
there
we're
and
not
go
level.
through like a 20-hour speech to explain certain things to children. They ain't gonna get it, man. You just say, yo, man, don't
put your
touch the
hand
damn
on the
bin.
stove. Why is
No, let me start breaking down bacteria and, you know, here, look, here's a microscope. And you gonna do all that, man. You have to have, there's an aspect of faith that comes in believing that living under the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father will actually make you happy. Most people have a hard time accepting that. And that's why they choose this world that actually don't make them happy. But you can get some dopamine out of this world while you're destroying yourself.
They feel like they understand this world more, so they gravitate to it.
But they don't understand there's dopamine in the kingdom too. It's just that the dopamine is in the correct way.
They can destroy you.
You could have dopamine, you could have a good time. See, but that's the part they can't know. But how can you have pleasures following the Bible? You see? Because they don't have the faith to understand. And when the Lord says don't take away all tears, He's going to take away all tears.
Proverbs 3 verse 5. Trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord Yahweh, depart from evil.
And that's why I'm telling you, a lot of guys, they will reject the gospel because when they read what the scriptures is about, they can't see that as something that's good for them. They rather what Esau's offering. That sounds good. Oh yeah, give me that chip and my brain and all that, and I can just have lust everywhere. You know, have sex all over the place and everyone, and you know what I mean, and all this filth that ultimately is causing people depression.
Yeah, niggas don't even want to go
As soon
out.
as man can't get that dopamine hit, real life hits them. This life's so fucked here that if you can't get that dopamine on schedule, you're growing into instant depression because then you start thinking about your actual life and you're cooked. That's why hoes gotta constantly be getting that nut, bro, because if they don't, people have to go out every night. They have to do this, they have to do that. I have to smoke weed. I have to. Don't you know that your escapism? That if you just sat down for a while and said, you know what, let me just meditate about reality of life. The reality of your life is to just put you on a downer straight up. You know, life ain't supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to have to chase dopamine just to get through the day.
This is John chapter 3 verse 19, and this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light. They like the appeal of this world, this world that Esau's created, because he's convinced them that this is what you want. It's easier.
They love the
It's a
adultery.
manipulation still.
You know, love adultery, love stealing.
It's the same thing in the serpent in the garden. It sounded good, it looks good to the eyes, and so it's Esau or Satan tempting you in this place to keep you here, right? But the Lord said this place will destroy us, man. This is not our rest.
Jake has to put their trust in oppression.
That's why a lot of guys have to go.
Yep.
But you got guys that, okay, they do evil, and that's the difference between the elect. They're like, the elect are like, no man, I don't really want to, this evil ain't good. I don't really want to do this, man. I want another way. A lot of these niggas don't want another way, bro. If you try to provide them another way, they're going to say, fuck that.
But brothers of the elect, basically, when you come out of this world, it's like wean yourself off the dopamine. You don't satisfy you know, dopamine. You're detox off this world, so things in this world don't really tantalize your, you know.
You're supposed to start being repelled. Like, I don't want to engage in that. I don't want to do that.
You don't even like being amongst people.
Don't want to be like around certain people that's like that. But a lot of these niggas, man, listen, you could do the most for them. They'll go back. It happens all the time. That's why why do you think they say like these prostitutes? You live the life of prostitution. You try to save her. Bro, she be alright for about 6 months. But, bro, next thing you know, where is she? Bro, she with the pimp, bro. She with the pimp.
It's like his life is when they come out of jail. They don't know nothing else. They want to go back inside. They can't live on the outside.
Yeah, they don't want another way.
You know?
Yeah, that other way ain't good for them. Like, they don't know. Damage.
All of the nuts.
It's like a dog that returns to its vomit. It just goes back.
Return to his vomit. That's it, man. So the elect, we're trying to, Lord willing, trying to get out of that mindset, man, away from it all. But to do that, you have to trust your mind, because your mind is switching from one thing to another.
I've got a quick one as well. 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, but they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
About the spirit, man.
Yeah, these men are led by their lust, their carnal people, man. And you can't deal with them. That's why 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. And that's why even if you can preach the scriptures to them all day long, they're not going to accept it. They're not going to get it. But Elon Musk will come and preach some bullshit, and they'll take the chip in their brain. That's just how that's the game is the game. Because they're given onto the things of these world. And Esau knows how to get to these people. He knows how to feed these people's lust. He's a master at it. Feeding into their lust. That's what the damn social media does all day. Feeding into your lust. They know how to target you. Yeah, you like that, don't you? You like that booty? Yeah. You like that, don't you? Let me throw some more of that your way.
He understands the desires of men on a whole different level, man.
They know how to fucking play with your mind.
Now they're saying they're going to do a social
Media ban.
media ban for under 16, but they're going to find some other way, man. That ain't going to stop them. They're going to find some other way to get on now.
Well, really, because it's the beginning of making the actual internet restricted. Because eventually, what they'll do is they'll have a social media which is specifically for under 16s. And guess what? that'll be even more indoctrinating than ever before. The damage has been done, and this is the thing, is it has been done. This generation has already been cooked, and now they got the reason to come and put these controls in, because this has been, bro. These teenagers are cooked. They're not like us when we were teenagers. They're fucked in the head, man, already. Mental health problems. So then it seems that's why people are like, yeah, they should be getting banned. And in a way, they're right. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is to make sure that now they can bring in the system. We have to provide ID and justification for who you are on the internet. Now, yeah, you got VPNs, but don't think they can lock off the whole VPN.
They're talking about it already.
They can lock off the VPN. Who do you think made those VPNs?
I've already noticed on some sites, right, using the VPN, they won't let you transact certain things or whatever because they've locked off on the VPN type of process or whatever. So yeah, you can access the site, but you can't actually do anything on it.
And they've been talking about going down to the operating system level on the phone, which like is even from when you unlock the phone before you use the app. Like,
but that's what it's going to be.
But that's what the AI on your phone was all about. Because before you would have had different apps that didn't talk to each other, but then the AI sits on top of it. So that's why when Google's saying, yeah man, just take a screenshot of your screen. Alright? Let me know what's going on. It basically they're telling you that the AI in your phone now basically has access to pretty much everything. And that you can't get around it. If you buy a new phone, that's what's thinking. You might need to buy a new phone now and take that to the kingdom because it's only going to get worse. These new phones are going to be terrible.
They're pointing out another problem that they created themselves, because a lot of these social media is profuse with AI is driving the conversation. A lot of these man that's posting it, but they created that, so then now they can say because obviously you got foreign countries using AIs to the bots. But they're the ones that created the bots, so they're coming up with a solution to a problem that they created.
And where you were saying before they used to ask permission, like you're going to share your information with third parties. Ask for your permission, they had that permission as well.
And all these sites, they're linked now because YouTube are owned by Google, so they own all these different sites and that. So you can't really go nowhere without them knowing or having to verify who you are.
And what I was saying as well about the whole sharing with the share IDs. On the end of all of these social media links, that's just y'all know. This is your network, and that's what's basically have whenever there's a share ID, which is by default on most. I think Twitter's the only one that doesn't have a share ID, funnily enough. But it's like you're basically saying this is the network. So when you're sharing stuff, it's like you shared it directly to this person and that person. Y'all are a network. So here it is, you yourself might not even be on that social media platform. But it's like, cool, this device accessed that website. Okay, cool. So you know all of these people. You know, because you're logged into your Chrome, right?
You might end up being guilty by association too. So that's another thing that they're testing the waters with, like with this Muslim gang thing. They're saying that they want to push a thing where that you have to prove that you didn't know about your family member that was doing these things, or you get deported or something.
Damn.
Which is going against. The burden of proof is usually supposed to be on the prosecution. So, but you see, they could use that to push it through, and then they use that in other areas. So now you got to prove that you weren't involved, because they'd be like, oh, hold on, you're in the network with this guy that did that crime, or has this kind of thought process. So now you need to prove your allegiance to the New World Order.
And then it's like the term domestic team. That's kind of like just broadened to like any kind of you're against AI, you can get like charged with that. You're against certain laws that are passed. You're against certain government policies.
Against progress.
They had them Edomites that got done for Palestine. They ran up in there and they did it for criminal damage. They charged them with criminal damage and then they got charged with terrorists. They just slapped it on them.
Because when they were breaking that down, they were basically saying how we're now at a point where the average terrorist is a 50-year-old white woman. Because the whole
Facebook and
Carry that with the shark
This is Deuteronomy 30 and verse 15, and the subtitles choose life. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply.
Yep, Esau ain't multiplying.
Oh yeah, that's become like
Bare
a point,
IQ,
isn't
you
it?
know. These men have got the IQ, they got the roads, they was Vikings.
Shit.
But they flipped it. The IQ is now that there's too many people on the earth. He's figured that, you know, that's the problem. You know, Mr. Gates said it, that's the problem.
Yeah, well, according
But
to
he's
these
the smart
guys,
guy.
it's a white genocide. Well, yeah, but that makes sense because you're wicked.
Yeah.
You're wicked, man. Your society's wicked and your mindset is wicked. In fact, you Edomites, the more money you get, the less children you have. You got a wicked demonic mindset, man.
That even proves the fact like that spirit of Cain, he got cursed out of the garden. He's against nature, isn't it? Like, so even nature itself is trying to depopulate
Whose
Edomites.
fault is this? And then even they're saying immigrants come into the country and they got a higher birth rate. So that proves you that, yeah, so you could do the same thing. So why are you trying to blame me for?
You see the one with it?
What did I do?
You remember the one where it was showing you the total fertility rate and by continent? I don't know, comment was like, we need to stop giving these countries aid.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm like, damn, bro.
y'all are wicked,
They're
man.
just going to repopulate anyway.
So are they rich or are they poor? Like, which one is it?
Esau's just jealous, man.
ain't got nothing to do with money, man. You created a society that does that, and your mindset is the way it is. And
Man, he's talking about
Yeah, from when they're like
from the little
13,
and they may even have been a woman heavy
bad,
period.
every period.
And instead of the doctors being like, alright, cool, it's this, that, you got certain
diet,
deficiencies.
your lifestyle.
Yeah, take this pill, and then by the time they're ready to have children, I remember there was one chick that I knew from a few years back. She was like 34, she couldn't have a period anymore. Because after she came off of all of that stuff,
Menopause just crept in there.
yeah, early 34, couldn't have a period anymore.
that's that stress-free.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Never done again?
You know, but
you fucking savage. You fucking savage, man.
Like she's in tears.
Hey,
man.
hey, don't let these men see that, yeah. Again! This, man. You know that one with the turkey teeth, man? He gonna be shutting down the phone. You fucking
yeah.
do it twice.
Yeah. But then it came out even the clothes, right? They did an experiment where they put like the lycra jegging, you know, the running shorts. They put that on dogs, and basically the dogs became unfertile.
Yeah. It won't be long till the solution to it would be Esau saying we're just gonna start cloning people, which I could see that's already that's already gonna be the next thing where they're gonna start cloning. But the first thing they're gonna clone is dead celebrities.
Yeah. So apparently on
I can already see
Yeah.
dead athletes, because you know the problem we're having now is, bro,
Oh shit! Yeah,
we're having a shortage of these athletes here. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they start cloning Michael Jordan, bro.
one guy is saying that they think they cloned AJ.
That guy was fucked out, man.
He said when he spoke to him, he said, don't you remember me?
Bro,
He started glitching and all that.
bro, AJ didn't remember you because you're not that important. That shit was funny as hell. That was embarrassing, bro. Yeah, but then even did you watch the full clip? Because even in the clip, yeah, that flipping even Sway said. But to be fair, I kind of did that when I met you. You were telling me stories, and I never remembered you, and I just went along with it because I just been polite.
He's a mad conspiracy.
That's the story. But yeah, no, it won't be long till they'll start cloning, like they'll try and bring back Marlon Brando or something like that. Oh, because the sons of these celebrities and athletes are shit anyway. So you might as well start cloning them. I don't mind. Hey, listen, we need R9, Brad, with fresh, fair knees. That's what we do need, man. Yeah, hey, clone R9, Brazil need it, bro. 15 years from now, we're good. Nah, but that'll be the next thing. That's the solution to the problem, is they'll just start cloning, but select individuals.
But it's like I said before, like, you know, because Esau's thing is about control. He wants to control everything that you do in your life, right? Whether you're children or you don't. And the only way you really be able to do that is if everybody's infertile, children, men type of situation, and you have to go to the lab to get your child. And he controls the lab, right? He controls all the things that go on in it. So cloning and eggs, freezing eggs and sperm and shit. He's gonna have, the monopoly on that.
They're gonna clone Michael Jackson. I'm telling you, that's probably why they released that fucking movie. Next thing you know, his
come out
family
white as well.
has given written permission that we can use his DNA.
Reminds me of Richard from the soul.
And he's actually going to come out.
Bucky, innit?
Oh, is that what it is?
You come back like thriller, really.
And then put on Mystics boxing or some shit.
Oh, man. Let me grab this. It's Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah, that's right. That's why everything's messed up, man. Everything's messed up. Like nothing ain't the way it's supposed to be. Like the truth is, having children right now, it's not even just the stress of the money of having a child. It's everything else that comes with it. It's the other children, like the bullying, the interactions. Like everything's working against you, man. It's not normal, especially in the West. I don't know what it's like if you're in somewhere in the jungle somewhere, but especially in the West here, there's no one that really has good stories about trying to raise children in this society.
I say, imagine trying to raise your children now, like with these bacon heads, you know, in uproar right now. It's like, why would you want that situation? You know?
You guys should call the nigger and shit. Like, what the hell, like?
The kids got mental health. Well, most of these kids have got mental health problems, and they're getting hall passes to leave the class because of their mental health. It's mad. Got depression, committing suicide.
Yeah, you got children committing suicide. That's crazy. That's crazy. We had sticks, we were having fun, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Imagination.
Exactly. A football, creative football. You didn't even need goal.
But some schools ban football now because it's too dangerous.
What?
In the playgrounds.
And they want to win the World Cup.
I remember back in junior school, we had to play with the foam balls, man. You know, play football with them. Like, it's like,
Wow.
Man, that's crazy.
Damn.
I remember in Ghana, the electricity go off, you just gotta figure it out, man.
Yeah.
Just figure it out. It'll be days as well, like 2 days, no lights.
This is Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Yeah, right now the wicked are ruling and the people have been mourning on the Esau Edom, man. But all they do is just they keep switching up the leaders and playing the show game. That's all it is. Constantly playing the politics is the show game. Once you hate this leader, then they bring in another charismatic leader that promises you the world, and then they come in, and then within time, you're pissed off with them, and then you just keep going round and round from left to right, right to left, centre left, and then it's all the same stuff, and they're doing it again. These men think now if they vote for reform and that, it's gonna turn their life around.
Farage is going to
He's a savior. Just like they fought Trump. Trump is the biggest example of that. And a lot of the men that voted for him are directly being harmed by his policies, man. Like the farmers and all that.
And he switched up on everyone.
He switched up.
He said it straight, I don't care about the American people.
Yeah.
I don't care about the financial situation.
And of course he don't. Because he's not there to serve and look after the people. He's not. And he's not a shepherd to the people. Not in that way anyway. He's a wolf over the people. Do you know what I mean? And they're only there to oppress. And especially if you're an Israelite, you shouldn't be voting because the curses say you should only be oppressed. No one is going to be put into any position of authority that's there to do anything but to oppress you. That's what they're there to do, to keep you down, right? Jake ain't doing well anywhere. Yeah, there's a few Jake that, you know, millionaire Jakes and all that kind of stuff, but on the whole, Jake don't do well. And then you got American Jake, you go on Twitter and you got American Jakes trying to style on UK Jakes, and I'm like, what are you, man? What do you really think you are, man? Bro, there's no styling on any Jake anywhere, wherever they are. Ain't really got nothing to be hollering and hooling about. Man are cooked. In the UK, Jake is cooked.
Got man stunning and then they end up in all kinds of...
Just because you got a few rappers and a few footballers, but the most of Jake, like, economically, we actually go downhill quicker than anyone else. We're catching more hell than these Edomites are, and they're protesting. Jake is the last hired and first fired. We ain't got no real wealth or not much house ownership, investments and all these different things.
I want to talk about balling. Look at my man Mayweather, man. He came out, I'm the richest man and all this. And now he's in all kind of lawsuits and debt. He's done.
And that's their God.
And trusting them is Israelis, the big Israelis. Those is right-hand men.
So who we gonna vote for? Nah, we can only be for you. how it's shy, because none of if these Edomites are getting into power and their own people are complaining that you ain't done nothing for them. Has Trump brought back the jobs for all these men that thought Trump was going to bring back the jobs? Trump ain't brought back the jobs. These men, the jobs they want, listen, the jobs that these Edomites want is the job their dad had. Their dad walked into a factory and got a job that was able to provide for him, his wife, and the kids with the Labrador, the white picket fence, 2 cars,
3-bedroom house.
Summer holiday, right, for life. It was a job for life with a 401k and a pension that man retired and now they're doing Caribbean cruises. That's the job they're talking. They don't talk about Starbucks job. Oh, I want a job. No, the job they were talking about was a job that afforded you to live a very comfortable life. Not the job that you got to work 60, 80 hours for, you ain't getting nowhere.
But
Just
who,
about.
who's put up the property price? Who put up the property prices? Because it was like the elders going into before. You didn't need to have that. What was it? It was literally like 5 times your salary, and then you would have paid off your house.
3 or 4 before.
Yeah, and then you would have paid off your house.
You could be a postman and can't buy a house.
You know, buy a house. But now, basically, the average earner in London cannot buy a property. In fact, I think when you're getting into top single-digit percent, that's only when you could strictly.
Basically, the average salary in London is like 40 grand.
Yeah, but the average house. And the average flat and house is like 500-600. Average house
And the
is
shared
750.
ownership scam.
Yeah.
It's a lot of man and all that.
They're selling flat for $250,000. Like, how you got a 2-bedroom flat for $250,000?
How is this considered affordable housing? Affordable housing is something in the brackets of the realm of the average person. You know, but
well, it's very simple. They should have been, the government should have been putting, instead of money being put into all of the other bullshit schemes that they're doing for their own purpose or profession, money should have been put into providing cheap and affordable housing. But they never did that. Just like before, where when they originally bought all these council places, they would just go to random places and build new things. They stopped doing that. In fact, they did the whole scheme where they allow people to buy their council place, and they never replaced the council places. So like I said, like Trump hasn't saved the people who voted for him because they needed salvation. Nothing he's done to save them, because no factories have come back to give them these magical factory jobs on the line now, where they can do that for their family. Uber, they got to do Deliveroo.
Even them on the FTSE, like they've got 4 tech companies that's like 40% of the stock market. Like, and then without them, like I think like Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, and then there's another one.
Those tech companies are hiding the fact that the American economy is in the shit. Because
I think you take those out.
Four companies out.
In decline.
Do you know what it's like? It's like when they talk about women's football. Oh yeah, but viewership's gone up. Take out Arsenal, 17% down. Arsenal women.
Well, the women are better than the men. Yeah, they won a Champions League.
Ecclesiasticus got himself on 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
Right, yeah, these Edomites are destroying their own people, man. They've destroyed their own people by design. Like they're Edomites all over the UK. They moved out all the industry.
And then it's made a tertiary economy? Correct? No, gonna check with the resident finance. But it's like, they made England a tertiary economy, right? But then it's just like, when you start looking at the things that we need in this country, we can't build anymore, right? But when I'm looking at the history of the railways, like for instance, the fact that Waterloo and Waterloo East are near each other, they will never do that now, right? But back then, when England had industry, it was like, bro, we can build, we'll build, right?
Yeah, but they don't want to.
They don't want to build.
You've got a situation where they could just open up the coal mines and provide cheap energy for the people. Yeah, but they don't want to do that.
And energy crisis as well.
Yeah, they don't want to do that. They don't care about these people all over Europe, man. France, Germany, the average Edomite, their lifestyles are going downhill. That's why they're so angry. But if their lifestyle's going hill, ours ain't going uphill. It's not like they're the Edomite, and this is where the Edomites see it. They think they're going down, yeah, like Jake is the going up. No, Jake is going down too. Everyone's going down.
We all hurt.
We all
Only
hurt.
the elites going up.
The only one's going up is Elon and his brethren, like that you worship. This is insane.
I got a quick one on this on that. Isaiah 24:4 says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants."
Yes, they're
thereof."
hurt. And these first worlders, man, they were so proud to be first worlders, man. But now, being in the first world is losing its savor to a lot of them. You know, they feeling like, oh man, this being a first worlder ain't all this cracked up to be. And that's why they're upsetting on the internet talking about Aryan birthright and all this crap. Because you're just a broke brer living in Newcastle, bro.
Ain't even their shit.
That's why
You're some dirty flat, bro.
yeah. That's why a lot of them are running off to Bali now. Like,
Yeah, and Bali's being destroyed as we speak. Bali's going downhill. And they're all over there to snort cocaine.
But that's the joke thing, man. You got these guys moving to Dubai and shit, right? And they're cussing out these Muslims right now, but they're praising how good the Muslim city is and that kind of stuff. Their laws and that kind of stuff. And you're going there and making the place look dirty.
well, you know what?
You know what I
It's
mean?
an insight as well, because one guy I work with, Jake, you know, he's in that road. You know, he's on Wells and he's a step away from the road and all that. And he told me like,
It's a peripheral road.
yeah,
He's on the curb, innit?
he's one foot in, one foot out kind of thing. So he's telling me the new thing in is basically everyone's going Bali and going to Dubai and bringing, you know, packs of paraphernalia over there. And they're saying they're making like about 20 grand a go or like 100 grand.
Not everyone's getting free now.
And it works a couple times and then boom.
So not everyone's getting free because they
There you
locked up
go.
my man Big Toes, isn't it?
Yeah, but he probably done it because he's been out there for a long time. So, you know, these are the little things where people are finding, I can find
Little
my
gaps in
my little gap with my
gap in the
way.
matrix.
But then you get caught, you get in 25 years. There's no exit from, there's no way of escaping.
So it's like you.
Man, are giving them the camel fat.
Yeah.
Camel fat. Red.
30 men to one
You know,
that's 30 men to one
you know, you can hear as well with Elon Musk's company, the IPO, that's SpaceX. They fucked everyone over because all them pension funds invest into like
You have to buy a certain percentage.
you have to buy a certain percentage of his company, and it's a loss-making company that's had the biggest IPO in history as well, which is gonna burn everyone's money.
Well, that's the plan. Eventually, all the pensions do have to go because they have to find a reason to get everyone to then have the universal basic income, which is basically going to cover everything. You know what I'm saying? So they have to implode the financial system and all these safety nets because that's people's safety net. A lot of people, if they lose their 401k, bro, they're going to
Yeah,
be...
they're going to commit suicide.
Good. But
That's the end for them.
I've worked on whom I like.
Yeah, they're gonna break.
Well, that's why they'll offer them a they'll say, okay, look, man, I know you're cooked here, but here, the universal basic income, you can get
Credits
that.
on there.
Take this chip.
Preset for you.
Get your basic needs.
Habakkuk 2:6. Shall not all these take up a parable against thee, and a taught proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his?
What's that called? A thief. That's what Esau is. Because when you take, so everyone has their own inheritance. And now they're saying, you got people like Matt Walsh, well, the Native American Indians wasn't making use of the land.
How you know?
Whose business is that?
Yeah, I can't-
What business is that of yours?
How do you know?
If a man owns a piece of land and he chooses to let that land rest, you can't then come and steal the land and say, well, he wasn't doing nothing with it. Whether you're doing something with it or not doesn't affect ownership. That's like I got a car, and it's just sitting in my drive, and I don't drive it, and a man just come and steal it and say, well, he wasn't driving it.
A lot of millionaires do that. Got these car garages, bare cars, and ain't driving them all.
Well,
It's
but
ridiculous.
he's the same one that will say when these people are squatting in, you shouldn't be allowed to squat in people's houses and take. Why not? Man weren't living there.
Yeah, using it right.
You see how this man a hypocrite?
Well, and then if Jake deals with a Becky, right? It's like, well, y'all weren't using that.
It's like, man,
That's
It's
what
like-
Hey, that's what it says to Moab.
It's like man's
Drop
got
it
a
in their
wife,
language,
and
yeah,
then
as
it's like
well.
because you ain't stroking it right, bro.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just do
Bro,
that.
that's not how. That's a thief. You're not allowed to steal something.
Covetousness.
But guess what? When you now take that land and you take those resources, you're now enriching yourself from their resources.
Exactly.
So you've enriched yourself as something that is not yours.
Now you got to pay that debt.
So that's what you did all over the world with various resources. You've increased yourself with that which is not his, which is a thief. And like we always go into, when you're a thief, you put yourself into debt immediately because you now owe based upon what you stole. But not only just based upon what you stole, you owe a multiple of what you stole. And then there's something called ill-gotten gains. So if you steal something and then you then make more money off what you steal, you technically owe that too. Which is why you Edomites are absolutely cooked. You actually owe more than you can pay back in real physical wealth.
And in the law, when you're in that position and you can't pay,
Slavery.
you gotta-
So slavery is justified, vocab. According to the law, you Edomites,
No, which way you cut it?
you have to go into slavery because you technically don't have the wealth or the resources to pay back what you owe because you've stolen too much for too long.
I got to jump down.
Don't jump, just keep going and we'll get to
Going,
that.
yeah, okay, yeah, we'll get to it. Alright, and I taught him, I'll read it again. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and I taught him proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Yeah, that's the whole situation that's going on over in the Middle East, with Gaza and all that. BB and them, they're increasing something that's not his. And at first it started off like he was getting retribution for an attack, so-called attack, and then people started to put two and two together and found out it's all like a ruse. It's all a lie.
For the Greater Israel
Yeah,
Project.
it's all like the stolen. You know, that's what the devil does. He colonizes.
Because even on that, one of the things that they said is Gaza, they ain't making use of the oil fields that's next to it.
How can it? Kicking our ass for how many years? Like nearly 100 years, man.
That's just a small example, even though that's a major thing that's happened on the earth. The whole Strait of Hormuz, Trump put himself in a quagmire because that's what these devils do. Put themselves into situations they can't get out of.
Well, really, Israel
By the
put them in
big
that
railings, but
quagmire.
he was gonna do something. You know the devil can't. Neither keepeth at home as the scripture
And they
says.
made billions off the back of that.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit ain't gonna open back up.
They ain't gonna open. They said they had negotiations, peace deal, and now already they're saying Iran said fuck that.
Yeah, they broke
That money
that.
is
They broke it.
Yeah, Iran ain't letting that go,
Yeah,
man.
they're trying to say they was gonna pay them a ransom, whatever. Ransom,
300
Yeah,
billion.
billion.
Well, what it was they were gonna give them. America themselves not gonna pay them no money. What it was that Iran has a load of their funds that were frozen because they're dollars that are in the dollar system. So America has the power to freeze dollars. So there's a lot of Iranian dollars frozen in the system, like billions of it. So the thing is, they were saying they were going to unfreeze those dollars, but you would only be able to spend those dollars in American corporations for unsanctioned goods. Which again, so that money would then go to. Remember I sent you the thing. There's certain corporations that money would just go to.
Yeah.
So not the little mom and pop. They wouldn't. No.
Go to Fortune 500.
Some big agro company will get to sell man some soybeans and make the peas off that, and then not pass on any of the profits. So that's that. And then the 300 billion is basically the Middle East. The Middle East. We speak about it all the time. The elder Ariana speak about it. The plan for the Middle East is they'll destroy and then rebuild in the image of the New World Order. That's where you get the. Have you seen the initiative they had for the new Gaza?
Yeah.
It's a smart city with biometric IDs and all that. Yeah, because that's the they call it the new Middle East initiative. So this would just be part of that. After the war. They rebuild and bring all of them into this new economic zone. So they normalize. The plan is to ultimately normalize the situation before these Middle East states, bring them into one block as part of the New World Order, and rebuild, but smart cities. Right? That's what that whole 300 billion is really for. The money would come from the Gulf states into Iran to build up the New World Order system, smart cities and things of that nature. You know, it ain't really America giving them
They
money.
It was for like repairs, because they put it was like
Yeah, repairs.
things like
Yeah. rebuilding smart cities that you destroyed.
Yeah.
You know?
Because all infrastructure they took out on their like most of their strikes, like they were doing.
Yeah, the same thing they did. Yeah, the same
Yeah.
thing. You know.
But the problem is they ain't gonna get to the point where they get to rebuild nothing. Because this war, they're trying to control it. But it's not gonna be controlled because the Spirit of the Lord is gonna make it go to somewhere that they don't want it to go. But it's gonna go there. Right now it's very controlled. You see, you know, the markets, when they need the market to go in, they do a little thing there. You can see they're pulling the little strings. But there's gonna come a point where it's gonna go off, man. And that's what we're waiting for. That moment where that evil thought comes in and man just do madness and then it's just, oh shit.
You can see what Bibi's on, because what he said, that he declared that we're not gonna, you know, because you said it in a group chat, my man's sounding like a fucking
He's a yardie.
level 100 yardie.
Yeah, they're
man.
gonna take that.
His brother.
But they've already taken that piece of lead on and they're probably gonna keep it.
Yeah.
But then again, that's in the ideal world. It might go out of pocket. You know?
Quick one. Says Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Yes, Trump and all these guys, they're controlled. They're not just controlled by the elites, they're controlled by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh.
Yeah, because there's guys in this war that they can act on their own. It's just that they don't. So the Lord could easily put the spirit of a one commander to just do something mad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Without his getting and just say, you know what, fuck that, man. We're just gonna, and then the next thing you know, there's, you know, and then it goes out of control. That's how things happen, man.
You have to wait.
In terms of Trump and Bibi and these man, they're puppets. The guys you really need to worry about is the guys on the ground.
Called the lone wolf.
Them dudes, like that's even how the Iranian military operates themselves.
Yeah. No real.
There's no
leader.
central. There's no central.
They got an
So
ideal.
they might just decide to, I ain't listening to what these man say. I'm gonna fuck this
Yeah.
up. Or same thing with some Israeli general that says, you know what, fuck this, man. I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, a lot of them are like the hardliners.
Yeah, they might just say, fuck that. What do you
Any
mean, don't do
They
this?
ain't really trying to fuck with the deal.
Get emotional. This
Yeah.
Lord put a stubborn spirit on man. A man do something when man was meant to hold back, man does something.
Go with it. Because the reality is, we see them celebrating while bombs are dropping, man. That's a different type of, and they got the mentality of we were the Persians. We had Cyrus, we were fucking up the Greeks. We had the world at our feet.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different type of ideology that's behind that.
But they're definitely not open back on that straight. And people gotta realize that. That's why I did a video and I explained it. Is that when you understand the process, right? They've already said they want 500 million people. So if you want 500 million people, you have to have recession. Yeah, recession. You have growth when you have more people. More people bring growth. So if you want to increase the world's population, you have to have growth. You have to have increased production. Everything has to increase. If you're already planning that we're going to get rid of such amount of people, 500 million people means that you only need 97. You can reduce the world's working population by 97%, which means you can reduce the production by 97%, which means you can reduce the energy. So when you see them cutting off the energy, it's just another way of drawing everything back. They're downsizing.
A few months ago, we basically asked the robots, like, if the war was to end today, and it was like, even if it was to end today, I think it's like mid-May or mid-April or whatever, end of April, and it was like, even, he said still millions of people are still gonna die at that point back then.
Yeah, and you know, even now where it's summer as well and it's hot over there, bro. Like,
when winter comes, because that's what they want. So they're not fighting to get this. The stage they are in the system is it's time to bring it down. You know what I'm saying? They're not in the stage of, oh, we want everything to be cheap so that we can fly off into the stars and everything. No, they want everything to be more expensive. They want scarcity. They want to start winding down on the system, which is why they're not gonna. Oh, they want the close. Bro, man closed it and then man said, I'm putting a blockade on the blockade. Like, what part of we don't want this shit open, don't you understand? And it's never going to be open for, if it is open, they'll let a little bit trickle through. But they want the oil to be reduced because they want energy to be reduced, because they want the production to be reduced. Which will lead to famine and scarcity and people struggling to do this and do that and more businesses shutting them down. They're already saying that actual demand for oil is already dropping because that's one of the things that happen when the oil price gets too high. then certain things become, and they just say, okay, we just don't want to do it no more.
And they want to go electric.
Which is
Pushing
Agenda
electric
20.
as well.
If you go into Agenda 2030, it talks about streamlining production, bringing it down, sustainable development. So what are they trying to sustain? 500 million people. Right now, you got what? 8 billion, which means everything has to go down, not up.
And then it was, what do you call it? You know, I always reference this documentary, Clarkson's Farms, watching a later season. Last year, we had a hot summer, right? And basically the crop yield was terrible. And this is when you're watching a show, he basically used, and this season used the highest end tech to make sure that it was the right amount of fertilizer. You know, not all parts of your patch of land are perfect. So the bits that needed more fertilizer, he used it there, less, etc., planted to precision, still made a loss, right? Because the weather was so bad last year, because it was just hot, it didn't rain for several weeks. So now I'm watching that now, and I'm just there like, so wait there. So we've had a terrible harvest last year. And then now we've got this issue where at the time, at the time when they were supposed to be planted, the fertilizer price was too high. So that means if he did it perfectly, that means, and he still made a loss, you would have had other farmers that didn't have access to that kind of technology.
And it made even more of a loss.
And that was the thing as well. He was like, at the end of it, I've still got to give you 70 grand for feed. Right, I still need to buy the seeds for next year's harvest, right? So all of that, all of those,
sell to Big Agro, man.
Big Agro, that's it.
You don't have to sell, yeah, but that's exactly what's happening right now. And you got the Super El Nino. They're already predicting the Super El Nino that's happening this year. So yeah, it's cooked, and all of that is going to lead to people needing to take that chip, because the more you're going to have these scarcities, the more desperate people and dependent people are going to be. When these systems they're used to start failing, the new systems are going to have to be brought online.
That's the whole thing, all that chaos. And everything's been centralized around AI.
So they don't know, they don't want to save you. Oh, he don't want the gas prices to be low. Why do they want that? That means you'll flourish. They don't want the people to flourish. So the gas prices are going to get worse. It's just that they don't want it to go to 100 now. So they're
managing.
It's a managed decline. So I predict, you know, the speakers are man here, but it's gonna start getting spooky about October. When it starts going in October is when it's gonna start getting spooky, especially in Europe, because the gas prices.
I got a quick reset. This is a very quick one. Proverbs 16:4. The Lord Yahweh made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah, these men are wicked. They're not in the business of looking after the people. They would never have done this war if they care about the people. They would never have done this. And even the funny thing is, you get people, they'll come out, man came out and said, what, did you know that the Strait of Hormuz would have been closed? Like, why didn't you know? And they're making a whole debate on the TV, like, why didn't they know? They fucking knew. You get into your brain is that this was the purpose. You know, obviously they make money in there, but they wanted that straight closed for exactly the thing what's happening now. And the oil companies are fine with it, because they're still going to make their bread. They just put the price up.
BP. 3 times the profits.
You know what I'm saying? But it puts more constraint on the people and production.
That's because these people, when they ask these common men, when they're asking these questions, they don't understand the greater agenda. That's why it's beautiful to have this understanding that we have. Because you can say, yeah, no, they wanted it closed. But why would they want to destroy the economy? Because they want to destroy the economy.
It consolidates everything, because just with COVID, once the costs go up of production, it favors the big companies because they can absorb the costs, whereas the little companies can't absorb the costs. The same thing with the tariffs. So the tariffs was destroying them, and the C-19 was destroying them. Now you're going to have higher gas prices and other resources that oil provides. Because remember, you got the helium, they're going to have a helium shortage as well. You got the aluminium shortages. There's so many shortages that come from this. And don't think they're not going to close the upper strait too. Eventually that's going to be closed as well. They're blowing up refineries. Why were they blowing up refineries?
And like multiple countries refineries as well.
This is an agenda. It's like, it's time to wind down. You control energy, you control production. It's time to put the production down. They don't worry about the data centers, because they're still going to, whatever energy is there, they'll still prioritize that. That's not a problem. It's you that's gonna have to deal with the rolling blackouts and the high prices.
You know, in the Middle East as well, they're expecting a humanitarian crisis by summer because, like, in Lebanon, Gaza, Syria as well, you got like over 70 million people already in a humanitarian crisis requiring food. And
Fuck them, they'll just have to die.
They're gonna die.
Part of the depopulation.
Or they'll come here.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying.
Have another Belfast.
Because over there, them summers over there, it's extreme heat. And if you ain't got food, water, them people gonna be running over them borders.
As well, I think about a lot of these nations that rely heavily on, in several different sectors, on tourism. And when tourism is going down, a guy like, for instance, some countries where you ain't got like public transport like that, something that's common as a driver, right? So and in their currency, they're making good money. It's like, you know, for you might be
and
like
they're spending that money.
They're spending that money, right? But as soon as then, like the tourists ain't coming, that driver's no longer getting any work. The money that's being spent by those people, they're no longer getting.
Oh, you become South End.
Yeah.
You just become a bunch of man on chemical meth. Yeah, bro. Hi. You know what I'm saying? On drugs because there's no jobs and there's nothing to do.
As I was saying, mentioned Belfast. That was like a breath of fresh air for them. Those islanders up there. But
even America, because of the security things that Trump is doing, a lot of man ain't going to America no more. The tourism in America's gone way down.
They're all coming over here.
They're coming to London. Welcome.
You see, they because you posted it with the Jake girl. When they said about the ban on the under 16s, I didn't even realize she was American until I watched the full thing.
I was listening. I was like, what the fuck is an American?
She's in school, like, so a lot of people, and the ones I know that I've seen around, they're all coming over.
Because they've put this crazy thing where if you say anything on social media, they could turn you away. A lot of men talk shit on social media, so they can't. I can't. That means we can't go America. But that man would just search up man's social media and be like, "Yo, this man is."
So the thing is, it's not even just things that are against America; it's things that are against Israel. As well.
So that's most of the world.
They arrested my man for striking, innit? At the UFC. They arrested him after when he was there with the UFC because he said something against Israel. So they arrested him because Trump was supposed to be there.
But then the thing is, and this is the thing, like about observing and seeing what it is that Esau's doing, because they all look at that and be like, oh, that's a Trump thing. But in the UK, we've got something similar. Because Kanye wasn't allowed in the UK.
Yeah, he's been banned from
He was banned.
Multiple places in Europe as well.
And then there was another cat as well that was quite anti-Israel, and then they banned him from coming.
But you know it's a smear campaign. Just Kanye, for example, because he done a concert in Turkey. And there was 128,000 people there. Like that shows you that there's an agenda. This is why they want that control in place. Because the people want him to come, but they don't want him because he goes against the agenda.
Precept?
Allegedly. Because he's really, let's be real.
But that's what I'm saying. So even that, the tourism thing is a big thing for a lot of people. That's going to start getting wind down. A lot of countries make their bread and butter of tourism. And then again, what does that bring? Recession. So the recession is the name of the game, and it's already begun. You know what I mean? They've already started it.
Got a quick one?
I think it's like, if you look at the economy without like the top few companies, it's going to be like a recession for a matter of years already. So it's very easy to make it happen.
I got this one. This is Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us?
Yeah, like they don't. It used to be, like I said, I think about 20 years ago, YouTube was just pure New World Order. Like, you get me? You know them ones like you just bare man just breaking down the New World Order, and then it's like they just got rid of all them guys, and now you're replaced by these manosphere guys and the fake World Order. None of them. The only thing, the cute thing to mention now is the Jews. But the New World Order is nothing. They're part of the system of how they're bringing this whole thing about. And if you only just focus on Zionism, you miss the big picture, because this is a global thing that they're putting together. But notice that you never hear anyone breaking down, oh yeah, look, it's a new world order that they're trying to put together. It's a global new world order. But they don't. So most people don't understand it. They don't understand how America could be purposely doing things against its own interests. Like, which is what Trump's doing. That tariffs was stupid, man. The tariffs were dumb. We told you already about the tariffs. There's no need for that. But the purpose of the tariffs was started to reorganize the world into more regional cooperation rather than a global corporation around a hegemon. The multipolar world is what they're trying to create. In order to have the multipolar world, the hegemon has to go down. And that's what Trump's managing. Trump's managing the decline of America into a regional power right before your eyes. Like making America look dumb and stupid and weak.
And then there's that character. So then people, if it's because of Trump, was like, no, that was the plan. You can try to put the camera on Trump, but the plan is they just needed a character that they could just point at as, oh, it's him. It's like, but we know it's part of a greater agenda.
But it's not going to work, because ultimately the Lord's going to make them have this world war, and the Yahweh Shai is going to turn up. So they're not going to be able to finalize their plans.
Well, that's what Job.
They're not going to be able to do that.
Let me grab that.
But they're working against. He's working against America's interests, man. He's working against the dollar. Everything they've been doing is about destroying the dollar as an actual world reserve currency. They're not trying to save it. They don't care about the dollar, because it's never been about the dollar. They want a new world order system, and the dollar is the old system. The dollar is the old financial system. If you want a new system, you have to destroy the old one. So they make the dollar to be a problem. Even with the sanctions, it puts the dollar as a problem that needs to be rerouted around. But when they're rerouting around the dollar, what are they creating? CBDC systems. You see it there? You see it there, man? The solution to the dollar is what? This new technology, these new systems, which is new world order systems. Order have chaos.
Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
It says in the last days they shall be in straits. It's like the elder's saying. Esau's got his particular plan that he's got, situated. They've been salivating for this new world order. I think this is the year they're going to be celebrating 250 years.
Which is what America was created to produce. Because that's why you got it on the dollar bill. Novus Order Securium. And it's done a great job. They used America well to steer the world into this vision of a new world order.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to put. Move before the Securium and the Latin means new age of the order. That's what it actually means.
So that means America wasn't created so you could have an American dream. America was created as a pathway to something else. And that's what the average American doesn't understand, because they're not in the know. They're not part of the insiders. The insiders know that America is a means to an end. It's not the end.
No.
You know what I mean?
They just saw that as like, when you like your what's the term? For project management. Yeah. And they saw America as a project at the end of the managing, and now they're getting to the final task of accomplishing that
and vision. America's getting turned into the villain. The problem, like when you start seeing these guys coming out saying, oh, we were supposed to have a rules-based order, but the American hegemon betrayed that. So they say, okay, what was the rules-based order? The UN. What was the UN supposed to be? A one world government. A one world government where you had multinational powers coming together with a supranational government over the top to manage it, and a rules-based order. What did they say? Well, you had America as a hegemon. That's why it didn't work. So what are they telling you? Yeah, we want this one world government, and America is the problem. Yeah. So when they see them start saying those things, there's a reason they're putting it out there into the air, because they're already setting America up to be the fall guy, the scapegoat for how they get this thing in, and that's what they would want. But the Lord's going to use America as an example. So the Lord's going to destroy it, man. He's going to have it where it's going to be completely destroyed, and then Yahweh Shai is turning up anyway. So they're not going to get an opportunity to set up no UN or nothing like that, because they're all going to be underground in caves, serving slavery.
And it ain't gonna be no 1,000 years later they're gonna rise up and make an attempt.
That nigga gay. I can't listen to gay niggas. A nigga that deals with strap-ons shouldn't be talking among men. It's true.
No,
You can't even take a man seriously. You just have to
call him a man.
Yeah. Come on. If a man's getting a strap-on kit, man can't even talk football with that. Oh, my team, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. I gotta do the Canelo thing. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please. Nice. You know? Please, man. Get the fuck out of here. Are you going to fucking? Yeah, man. Come on, man. Allah's ass cooks, man. We shouldn't even invoke that guy. He's a homo, man. He's not a priest. Well,
Satanic guy.
You don't know?
This is Isaiah chapter 14 in the GNT, verse 26. This is my plan for the world, and my arm is stretched out to punish the nations. The Lord Almighty.
That was kind of hard, man. This is my plan for the world.
Sound like a poker.
That's it.
The Lord Almighty is determined to do this. He has stretched forth his arm to punish, and no one can stop him.
that's what's going to happen. So the Lord's using these men, and the chaos they bring is going to punish the people. But they're also going to be destroyed themselves trying to get this thing through because they think they're slick. They think they can actually control the world, but they can't. There's going to come a point where things are going to go not to plan. It's going to go south. It's not happened yet, but it will happen. And in the moment where it goes south, yeah, it's peak for them.
It's going to happen all of a sudden.
It's going to happen, man. And when Yahweh Shai comes, man, that's definitely all the plans done. Because how can you solicitate for that?
What this proves is what? All these systems from ancient time, since man was created, it just doesn't work, man. If you're not with the scriptures, if you don't do what the Lord told you to do, it's mismanagement, man. It doesn't work. It might work in the meantime, but then after a while, you're going to end up destroying yourself.
Yeah, the Lord wants you to bring out the mark of the beast because it's prophecy. But guess what? You're not going to be able to chip the elect. That's prophecy too. You ain't going to be able to have the elect. You're only going to get so far with your plan, and it's going to seem like a brilliant. Yeah, listen, man, well done. It's going to look good. Cool story, bro. But there's going to come a point where that's where that plan ends, and this is why when you're a man, you have to humble yourself because you can have the best plan, you can have the best tactics, but the Lord could put a spanner in your works from any angle because shit could happen that you just didn't expect. Lord could just make a man go crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always could be something that happens that you can't predict, you know, or you can't control. The arrogance of man is that you could be fully in control of your domain. We can't control our domain fully, bro. We're not gods. Not like that. You're still susceptible to the will of the Heavenly Father, no matter what witchcraft you do, no matter what judge you do, it doesn't matter. The Lord can, you know, have that judge start fucking glitching, man, and then you're cooked. Like, you remember that time when that dude had the judge, yeah? I think it was Elder Omar that showed, man, and he was kind of like hitting his arm with a fucking. You remember? Remember he's hitting the arm with a machete?
Yeah, and he shot himself.
Nah, he was hitting his arm with a machete because he was working that judge. And then one time he done it, yeah, and he just. He done it and it just opened his arm up.
You know, it's like, like Goku Vegeta fuse, right? The time runs out, bro. It's like you're just left exposed.
Bro, that shit was funny, man. He had the right judge and he was like, and then he tried to do it again, and the shit just went.
Ran out of juice.
I said, bro, that's the thing about judge.
Put Vaseline on it.
It will work, but at any moment the Lord could just be like, nip.
That's it.
Yeah? And that's what's going to happen to Esau. Your New World Order plans, they'll work up until the Lord says, yeah, that's enough of that foolishness.
You ain't doing nothing new.
Slavery.
That's what happened in Egypt, man. That's what the prophets of Baal. Yeah. Just slicing the wrist. Yeah. Remember the prophets of Baal, man? You know? And for them to do them rituals, it means stuff was working before. You know, the prophets of Baal.
Yeah.
And then guess what? The Lord turned off the switch, man. He pulled the plug out.
You know, from Satan. That was because, and then it wasn't working no more.
I'll go one as well.
So Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so like Esau, I mean, the way you get this, I mean, this kingdom, the way he established, is by blood and by deceit, you know, murdering and stealing. So the Lord is going to change that.
Gangsterism, barbarism, bro. That's how you man got your kingdom. Barbarism and savagery. In fact, most of the guys that you were sending out there hire out thugs, yeah, and the baser sort to go out like to America and all that. They would get married in the prison because it was risky shit. So it's like, this man ain't got nothing to lose. Yeah, come. You're gonna work for me. You're gonna go to the new world and you're gonna work for this guy that I send you with. So man that was going over there weren't no clean cut dudes. These were criminals and cutthroats, man, and rapists and barbarians, man, that they were setting out into the world to terrorize people. That's why they had no problem chopping off people's hands in Congo, in Congo, because they didn't meet their quota. The man that was chopping off their hands, bro, those were gangsters, bro. That weren't the prim and proper. Them prim and proper guys were still in England just collecting checks. You read about it. That's why even some of them dudes, they tried to act like, oh, okay, it's the first time I'm hearing about it. That's appalling. But they were getting the checks the whole time. They had man down there in the plantation torturing man to death, and as long as they were getting them the money back, they were living good. And then they said, oh, when we found out about the atrocities, yeah, well, you know.
On the Congo thing, there's that famous picture of the Jake where he's in the doorway, right? The lady that took the picture basically was like, yeah, the rest of her body they ate her.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So these Edomites, they've been gangsters and criminals. Australia, who did they send to Australia?
Animals.
They sent prisoners. It's well known. They gave them a second chance in life because it's like, it's risky. Because you're going out into, you could die on the way there, or so they'll send you down there to go do this work. So imagine that your contact that you're having with these people is really the worst of them, the low life, cutthroat scum. So no wonder all these atrocities were happening, bro. Cause man, not only were they out there in another part of the world, but there weren't no law for them. It's like, yo, man,
they became gods.
Yeah, they became gods over themselves. They could do what they want with the local population. No one cared. This is the reality.
Hey, Spirit, because I was actually, Lord willing, you know, I'm gonna do a video on it this week. There was Mary Turner, right? And she basically, this was 1918. She criticized her husband being lynched, innit? At the time, and basically she actually said, you know what I mean, I'm gonna get a lawyer and go to court and sue, right? You know what happened? She was heavily pregnant, bro. They cut her baby's stomach open and stamped on the fetus's head, bro. So she actually tried to get justice, like, yo, you live with your husband, I'm gonna do the civilized thing and sue. It was like, yeah, alright, watch this. They ripped the baby out and stamped on the baby.
Lewd fellows, right? This is the thing. A lot of them guys that were going, like, they seen the movie The Revenant. Bro, if you're the son of a lord in England, you ain't getting on no boat and going to fucking Canada to traipse through the fucking shit and guts, to get some damn squirrel bump. No, you might fund, man. Yo, hold this. Hold these pounds. Whatever you do over there, you owe me. But you know what they call it, the Dragon's Den. So the upper class Edomites that were here in the UK, the prim and proper etiquette guys, they were funding it. But the man them that was actually going out there was your low level, oh my. Them man weren't speaking proper English on them boats. It's oh my, like them
that's
guys.
Why the English in all those countries, the grammar is atrocious.
life,
them.
yeah.
It was them.
And they gambling and alcoholism and all these different things because that's what they were doing and they were into. So when they try and give you this image of these higher like noble Edomites that were just some of them did jump on boats, but that wasn't the crew. The crew were all cutthroats and pirate type dudes, that were looking to make their way in the world, and they didn't care. They was like, oh, if I can, man, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get mine. They were the original niggas. I'm gonna get what's mine.
Bro, them like the OR guys wasn't those OR guys weren't on the ships, bro. Like, they were, they were just charging it. But when I believe it was the University of Lancaster or Leeds, they did it like they actually went into the history of a slave who got chopped up and served to other slaves with a side of rice. This actually a study. They actually put this out. It's not a myth. Like you know how these Edomites try. Oh, that's a myth. No, there's actually they did a course of this in uni.
That's a double entendre.
Bro, like but it was crazy. Bro, they actually mentioned that the ship captain and ship members, the Jake, they took his heart and ate it raw. And like intestines and shit. And they chopped him up, man.
Shit in there, bro.
But you gotta be a lewd fellow, a low life to do this kind of activity.
Well, Bubble Shah, is it cool to read it?
So 1 second. So when you see them trying to blame, it was the elite. Yeah, your elite's a piece of shit. But you lower class Edomites were the mans that the elites had out there doing the life. Even when you have Salaki, I know you got a point, but even you look into the Mexico, right? You had the Mexico independence. You had the noblemen in Spain. They were like, bro, I'm from Spain. They send fucking agents over there. These agents went over there and started smelling themselves because they built themselves up. They subjugated the local population, and now they're making money. But they're like, why the fuck are we sending money back here to these motherfuckers? And then they started smelling themselves, and now they wanted more autonomy. These guys weren't the guys. They weren't originally noblemen.
They weren't loyal, that's for sure.
Some of these men became noble in Mexico because they had a position there. Because really, it's rare that a noble is going to act residence where he's already a noble and go somewhere else. Nah, that's risky, bro. What am I doing that for? I send one of my agents to go do that. I just put up the bread. I fund the escapade. So you see all these you ever watch these like Sherlock Holmes? And Sherlock Holmes, you watch it, you're like, raw, man's got this manor, this big manor, and it looks like them man are not doing anything. They got time to study and do all this shit. Yeah, because they're making money by putting up money. Them man,
they don't have to do nothing.
It's rare. Some of them might go visit where they're going, but they're coming back. Because my home is Lord Manor in here. They'd have people in that place managing their business for him, and they send back the gold.
It's no different from what's going on today.
Exactly.
With, what do you call them?
The BlackRock and all that stuff.
Hedge companies and all that, where you throw your money in, they give it back.
And then the lower level dudes, they go do the killing and the assassinations and get the job done, and you get to act like you didn't know. So that's why a lot of the nobility when the news of how vile these motherfuckers were in the Caribbean, they were like, oh shit, like, bro, what this is what they're doing. Because that man went over there and went even more insane than anything these men here could think of. Because like you said, when they were over there was no one to be telling them no. There was no one to judge them. Oh, you can't judge me. The man become like, what's it, Thistlewood?
Yeah, Thomas Thistlewood.
Thistlewood just become a mad guy.
He had 14,000 pages on how to torture Jake. And then from there is where you get Derby Dose, where they stuff the mouth with shit, man. Or remember they would give you the whippings, and then they'll get the lime and chili. Put it in your back.
Honey as well. It's like in their minds that it's like here I am God. Here I am God, and then power tripping.
And then when it became too known,
Yeah.
that's when them man acted like, oh, they were shocked.
Yeah.
Just like with the third world sweatshops.
Yeah.
Them man are happy for man to set the sweatshop and all that, and they're over here funding it and making the money.
Yeah.
Then when it comes out public, oh, I didn't know like,
Yeah.
that was happening. Whatever, bro.
And it's plausible deniability. They need a wall of scientific.
But you were getting that bread, though.
Yeah.
Well, even the pedophilia, of course, we know it's an international network with elites and that, but local single Edomites go to Vietnam and Congo and pay the kid's parent.
Saw a video
Freak
of
up.
some fucking Edomite
Ecuador.
doing something with a boy.
The balcony.
I couldn't make it out, but
The
way
balcony.
the way everyone was shouting.
Bro, they're trying to cap now.
He
so
got
that
off
you-
with no charges.
They're
Don't
trying to
tell
cap.
me no
No,
more.
they're capping, saying that actually the child was choking,
Yeah.
and he was trying to do the Heimlich.
Bro,
maneuver
he
or
got off
something.
no charges.
Yeah. They run some cap on
That's
it.
what it is.
They said there wasn't any
tax thing.
evidence.
Yeah.
It's charges.
But it's like, it's even with the guy, what was it? The one, the worst paedophile, where he was going there, he was filming the kids for time.
Oh, the one on
What was
BBC
it?
Three.
Yeah, on BBC.
That
yeah,
one,
we watched
yeah.
the doc, yeah.
That
Him,
Christian.
he said it was
By
like
the
the
way.
churches, the churches were
hooking
hooking
it
it up.
Yeah.
The village leaders were hooking up. Everyone was involved.
Yeah.
Because they're just knowing, it's like, wow, they know they're known for it. Like, wow, fucking.
He's
Like,
time
that
to
little
shine,
kid ain't
innit?
gonna do shit. Might as well make a buck off it. And then it's just
Just
out
like the
there
whole
doing a
Epstein
madness.
thing, that everyone come out, as soon as the news broke, everyone's saying, I don't know, I'm not affiliated, but they all
I'm not involved.
I never knew.
I left the
I
party.
went to the island,
I left when the sun was up. Man, shut the fuck up.
Oh man, I fell asleep.
No, but they did.
I woke
The
up. My
nobility
dick
in
was in
Britain
the mouth. I
tried
don't know what
to,
happened.
they tried to distance themselves from the atrocities that were happening,
they were funding.
but that they were funding and making the money from it, man. But that's why you can't, like I said, you can't. These lower level Edomites are dangerous, and even now they're the ones being used against that are going to the protests. Those are the dudes they were sending. It's the same guys. Like, who am I? You see them coming off that bus, no teeth.
Who's that Manchester guy that spoke recently in the news about immigrants and shit?
Manchester.
Yeah, the one who owns your club.
Oh, Ratcliffe.
Yeah, Ratcliffe. Like, you will hear him talk now and again, right? But you ain't gonna see him at no fucking march.
No, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he'll fund it, right? You can see him at the march.
But he kicked out the dinner ladies, bro. You know what I mean? Scum. Wait, you wanted to say something?
No.
Okay, go on. Yeah, so like I said, the gangsterism, how Esau built his kingdom was off basically no different than when you see these ruthless, like, niggas come through at ends and just start taking man out to stash their corner. It's the same vibration. They didn't come on the Marlow, yeah, they were just Marlow in it. And anyone that got in the way, including of their own people, because there was lots of killing that would happen between competitors back then. Right. That's why they call it the Wild Wild West. Because mans will find like a good little hit on some gold, and you had to defend yourself from other Edomites that might come and wipe out your whole town and blame it on Indians. And that used to happen. Man would just come and wipe out your whole town and then plant some feathers and say, oh yeah, the Indians came. Nah, blood, they just wiped out your town, innit? They ain't no CCTV.
See, that's where they did it. They had a what you call that?
Powwow.
Powwow. Yeah. You knew. You read my mind. They had a powwow. See, it was Indians.
Yeah, they were killing each other because
like a
of it was so
feather.
lucrative.
So a few footprints, like that's it. Like.
Yeah, because for them, man, you could go from being nothing to something by going to the new world. Yeah, it was like a come up. It's no different than in the drug game.
But that's the best investment, bro.
You know?
Startup companies.
And if you were ruthless enough, and you killed enough people.
Gain reputation.
That's why you had all them like Wild West. You had they'll go to the prison system. They want to get them out. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a chance. What Django was a movie. I'm sure it plays off the same thing, you know, the blueprint of what was going on back then.
So how
You get
grimy
someone
them
out-
Edomites look. Once
Yeah.
I was hung at D'Artagnan and all that.
Yeah.
Some grimy ass, old, gutty,
Yeah.
stinking Edomites.
They'll
all in
do
the
anything. Yeah.
yard. Dirty, single shower, like bathing, like.
Yeah, then you become somebody, and then your kids can now go private school.
Anyone
And,
could
you know,
call
yeah.
it economic migrants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's true. What was that? They said that in Game of Thrones, innit? One guy was bunning one guy out, so you're looking down on me like your family didn't start like me. You're a lord because your dad was a lord, but your original guy that started and being killing. No, I think it was the other one.
Oh, the one that
the
was,
one that was
looking
the
after
sword for
Tyrion?
hire. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said, you guys are looking down on me because you're all prim and proper, forgetting that it was someone like me was your great-great-grandfather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bron?
Like the
Bron,
Herodian,
yeah.
like
Yeah, I think it was Bron.
And it's true. There's a lot of Edomites that's got money now in their family,
You go
and,
back, yeah.
and they're acting like, oh, I'm better than that Negro that
Right.
does that, you know, crime and all. But your great granddaddy was moving weight, fam.
Even as
Yeah.
recent as like the
Chopping
80s, there's
people up.
certain people, certain families that were around in the East End or South London, whatever. Their children, you wouldn't even know where they come from. Yeah. Your dad's a drug lord, extortionist. You know, a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
hitman. Like that's
Real
what he is.
talk.
He
It's
made money and he made
convenient-
away.
It's convenient Esau wants to, like, you know, outlaw slavery and all these different types of things after he's done it and made himself great. No one else can do it now. So there's no way other people can do the same thing and get a come up. You've got to find some different fucking ways until you decide to attack.
Yeah, that was
Real bad man.
They had their own army,
Niggas had famines and shit.
Back up that point.
And one point, the robber barons was just monopolies. And how do you think those monopolies were enforced? They were enforced because if you tried to come around and do some madness, bro, you were gone. I was like, hold on, brother, I got the bacon monopoly around here. No, but and you know how much richer, bro, something as simple as having the monopoly on pork being imported here.
Mafia.
I got some.
Well,
The mafia in the early, when they went over to the Americas, that's what it was about. Why were they going around the neighborhood saying like, you need to, you know, you got to pick up?
Because they were doing what these men were doing, but it's a small scale. But they'll highlight that and not realize that all your big rich American families, that's how they got their start.
1 point Forbes, yeah? Forbes. John Murray Forbes and Robert Bennett Forbes made their fortunes in the China opium trade, later redirecting this capital into the emerging U.S. railroad industry. So Forbes lets all.
And you know there's a bunch of spookiness with them railroads.
Yeah, even that.
Railways were demonic as well, bro.
You know,
Trying to
it's
make chance.
like Jake, yo, we're gonna sell crack on the streets or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They're not gonna go legit afterwards.
Yeah. Well, you know
Oh, no,
that.
it's railroads. Yeah, that's legit.
So really, you know what? All the niggas. Hey, look, man, just contact Forbes and say I'm trying to be on that list. Well, why not? Hook me up, bro.
They're gonna say Shakar told me.
Yeah. And guess what? I'll back it up with evidence.
But you see, look, what we're pointing out is that this is the root of Esau's a lot of evil, man. A lot of barbarism and uncivilized behavior that now they can brush under the rug and act like, oh, we're better than, or we're civilized. Like, no, your kingdom really got going not through civilized behavior, but through barbarism. Gunboat diplomacy, making people sign deals with fucking cannons trained on their ports.
I must read
You better
this.
sign this deal.
They're
Still doing gunboat diplomacy.
Sign the deal.
Can I read this?
You better sign the deal.
You said about
It'd be a mistake if you don't.
civilized. First Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. And they were generals before. They weren't no nobility.
And the only reason why they could have done that is because they controlled the army.
Yeah.
Because without army, you can't control them. Get it?
Yeah.
So these men were able to do that because they had armies with them. Yep.
So did their sons after them many years, and it's the point. And evils were multiplied in the earth. But they said they would. When you go to any teacher now in this modern day history, they'll say civilization started with Greece.
Yeah.
You guys were not
Those savages,
civil,
bro.
man.
The cornerstone of your kingdom is wickedness,
What?
man.
But that's the spirit. Because this week we did the video. Esau is a YN. Like you know, like now you know the stereotype of a YN. He's brash. He's rash. He's emotional.
No impulse control.
No impulse control. He's a YN. You know what? Really? Like you know the niggas with the mask. It's called a shiesty. Yeah. Esau's the shiesty YN. Just give them more shiesties, man.
That's it.
You know, because that's what they've been doing.
Even the artificial Idumea,
That's it.
says many of America's richest dynasties built their initial fortunes through activities that were illegal, predatory, or deeply corrupt. While these families later whitewashed their reputations through philanthropy and legitimate corporate structures, their origins are tied to bootlegging, violent monopolies and white-collar financial crimes.
Hey, bro, in the famous great words of Jay-Z, what did he say? Right? Take your drug money and buy the neighborhood. And that's how you rinse it. That's it. That's what they did, bro. Shout out to...
So they were just trying to copy Esau. And Esau done the same thing, and Jake's just trying to do the same thing, right?
It says here, man, in the era of Prohibition, 1920 to 1933, created a multi-billion-dollar black market for alcohol, serving as a launch pad for several elite American fortunes. Says the Bronfman family, while based in Canada, the family amassed immense wealth by smuggling massive quantities of illegal alcohol across the border into the United States. They later modernized the operation into Seagram, one of the world's largest legitimate distilling empires. And they get to walk around now looking down on everyone else. Criminals, bro. You know?
Well, even that,
the Kennedy family. Because they think they're flipping, he was doing,
they're fucking,
so they're wicked as hell.
Well, bro, even
Clintons as well.
Even you know that whiskey, Jameson, Spirit. I'm gonna do a video on that as well. That guy with the whole whiskey, Jameson, and that whole brand, yeah. That nigga was a diva. You know what he did? He had a fetish to see people cannibalize. Yeah. Do you know what he did? He actually went to Congo and bought a young Congolese girl about 6 years old for a handful of handkerchiefs. You know what he did? He paid a tribe to eat her, and whilst they was eating her, he actually painted it like on a...
Wait, hold on.
Like an
painted a tribe? He painted a tribe?
He bought a girl for 6 handkerchiefs, and then he went to a tribe in Congo, right? That eat, was eating people.
I heard it was a regular thing.
Yeah, it was a regular thing. So
I don't want to give Esau that much juice, but I hear it though.
Yeah,
because they're trying to. I'm just saying it's a regular, like all Congolese niggas. They're eating fondue and nigga like side of Congolese.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, that's
what
I'm saying.
Yeah. But then he paid the tribe to watch them eat a child, and he painted it.
That's crazy.
And basically, when it came out later, they was trying to say, nah, that's just a false story. And the guys with him on the trip was like, no, nigga, that you did that. You've been wanting to do that. You had a thing for it.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, but that don't make, that shows you these elite families. They're always
merciless murder.
They're thick people, man. So that's why, brother, the scripture, bro. Read the scripture again. That's why when you hear about them, how they managed to amass them or build themselves in the world. They under the system of white supremacy, they want to clean it all up and make it look like it was all above board and justice and fairness. Oh, and we were just spreading roads and building roads. No, it was a lot of cutthroatism, a lot of gangsterism, even within amongst each other. They would kill each other for these opportunities, man. Yeah. So how much more say the natives? Bullying, brutality, right? That's how the Native American Indians got wiped out, man. Mercilessly.
Yeah.
And then they justified it through false flags, And another thing, because you mentioned, what you were mentioning just now, a lot of the records of the behavior of certain of the African tribes were records that were being done by people that were pro-slavery. Yeah. So there's an argument that they were making that we're actually saving these people. Yeah. So then they would just make up some wild shit like, these men are doing this crazy shit, so that then it justifies. Well, it's better off us taking these slaves and them living there.
I just gotta say one point, because there was one guy I was working with, one nice guy, and he told me he was tapped when he was young. He got like gassed up on that pro-black or pro-African, Pan-Africanism type of tip, and he went to fight in Liberia. So he said when he was down there, I forgot how he got to it. He said there was a town a couple miles away that they were cannibalists, and he said he saw first with his own eyes, he saw a guy getting heart taken out of his body and eaten. Yeah. So I'm just saying this is a point that yes, that does happen.
Yeah.
But it ain't like the way he told me. He said after that
are tapped out. So it ain't a normal, like it's not normal.
No, but what the
People that
stories
do
they were making
judge
it
and
look,
that type of
they were
stuff.
making it look like this was just the way
Yeah,
of. But the same thing they did to the Tainos and the Arawak. Oh, they're all cannibals. That was to justify.
But these was a cannibal.
Yeah, but
When they came, they was digging up the graves. But they were hungry.
Because and then that is
They eat great, man.
yeah,
They were eating dick.
Where's eating different type of grape?
but you know when because they wouldn't have survived that first. I mean that that was the reason that they gave. But it's like when you actually look at the bones that were discovered in that, was it Jamestown? It had basically cuttings consistent with cannibalism, because of course a skull isn't supposed to have knife marks on it. So
Yo, what are you eating a man's skull for? Like, if you go and eat someone, why are you eating their head? That's crazy.
Membrane and all that.
That shit looking at you.
That is crazy.
Nigga there looking up at you. Like,
Cheek and shit.
cutting man's nose.
Trying to pick out the beard hair.
That's kind of gay. Eating a man's game. That's too intimate, man. That's crazy.
Bro, there's a lot of things you can eat. but you don't need to eat a human.
Hella righteous meats, like.
Just kill yourself. Charge it. If you're that hungry, just kill yourself.
So maybe they didn't belong there in the first place.
Exactly. That was a judgment.
Maybe you should have only been visiting instead of trying to stay there, man. But now you're Mr. Anti-immigration. It don't make sense.
And you shouldn't have killed the natives, because they would have showed you how to live in the place. You jumped the gun. You thought, fuck them. We'll get, you know.
Yeah, because you wanted the land of the you just wanted the land of the resources. You didn't care about being a humanitarian, and you never was, and that's why you're gonna have to pay for that. You know those crimes. You still got the scripture there?
I'll go quick one. Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glories. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Shame for glory.
Shame for glory.
Yeah, it should be a shame. You trying to? That's why I don't want to hear it on Twitter, trying to whitewash history. You know, make it look like you people didn't commit no crimes. Crime is just the third world, bro.
Matt Walsh is always saying.
Matt Walsh, bro.
Usual suspects.
We're not saying people have always been wicked everywhere. We're not going to start romanticizing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man.
Stop the boat.
Bro, people everywhere can be wicked and do some ungodly things. This is a fact here. But what we're not going to pretend is that you were just this beacon of enlightenment that's went out into the world and we're just spreading righteousness. No, you were doing brutalities.
But they didn't have wills, Ark. We wanted to bring them wills in.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
They didn't have dildos.
Written languages.
You're a demon, man. You're a demon. You always I hate to hear the man talk about London being nostalgic. Bro, London's been full of crime since it was called Londonium. What are you talking about? Oh, see, the blacks come and then the crime, and back in the day, bro. Back in the day when, bro? Back in the day, bro, there was Jack the Ripper, bro. Can you tell me back in which day?
The whole Man and Two Swords.
Bro,
they got a whole thing from ancient time for them.
What are you talking? There's always been bodies floating down the Thames, man. Cutthroat. And then they'll watch a movie. This is what I hate about you fucking bacon guys. You watch Peaky Blinders,
That's
man,
what I was going to say.
and you're loving
the
it.
Flat cat.
The Peaky Blinders, bro. So you realize that that's talking about white gangsters in Birmingham cutting people to pieces with razors and shooting people and blowing them up. But when them immigrants come, it went downhill.
They just got in on the action. That's what happened.
Bro, but like, what did these Baconites want? Like if you actually look at what the average bacon, you know that picture in the chat of the going from the pig to the man. Like, bro, like these Baconites, all they want to do is listen to some techno, sniff coke, and just that's it.
Yeah, the packet, man. You guys are the original gangsters, man.
Packet merchants.
Piracy was who? Who were the pirates of the Caribbean?
Exactly.
What are you talking about, man?
Captain Morgan.
What, the Somalis?
Yeah, Somalis.
You made a whole subgenre out of piracism. Captain Hook and them man there. What are you talking about? Now,
Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean and all that. Blackbeard. He was Blackbeard. He was the original. You had Port Royal in Jamaica.
You're a criminal, man. Pocahontas was kidnapped from America and gang raped, man. For her whole life. By some dusty, nasty Peckerwoods. And the only consolation is you Peckerwoods ain't packing much of a punch, so. But then again, you guys are weirdos. Because you don't pack punch, you be doing weird shit like bottles and all kind of crazy stuff. You're nasty people. And then you retold the story of Pocahontas, without telling the truth.
Like it was a romance.
Like it was a romance.
That's insane.
When it really was a bunch of dudes splitting the black oak.
She's I believe she's buried out on the just off the Thames somewhere.
Them man would ransack the native spot. These lewd fellows that joined the army, because again, a bunch of criminals signing up for the army. Because it's not the elites that sign up for the army, it's the low down cunts. And they give them a uniform and now they're all upstanding citizens. No. No, that's not how it works. That's why everywhere the army goes, they do atrocities. Because the man them that join the army are just lowlifes from the ends that ain't got nothing else better to do.
And even Pocahontas, as you mentioned, the 10th president of the United States, John Tyler, right? He through his mum's side, there was actually family with her, right? And what's interesting that is that I think that president had a son, like a child in his old age, right? And his grandson, like direct grandson, so him, his son, and his grandson, he just passed away like last year, right?
It's not that far,
So the point is, people act like slavery in the story was so long ago. The 10th president of the United States, John Tyler, his grandson passed away last year.
It's not that long ago.
Because he had a child when he was in his 70s. So you just know that like, you know, them stories get passed down quick.
But let me finish the point. You read that book, Bury My Heart Out Wounded. It tells you all the atrocities, man. How they would rape and kill the native women, and then they would cut their vaginas out and take them with them as trophies. Mutilate. Now, what is that? That sounds like a civilized. But we're third world savages. What kind of savagery is that?
That guy don't understand when a man get for a woman, he get possession. He wanted it in a whole different way. Man in the third world are just having children with their wives. Like, what's that? Man's got 8 kids, and it's like, oh my god, look at his base. Well, you should be carving out the fucking womb. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
That's nasty. So read this real quick, and then we'll get there. Finish it up there. That's so when we talk about the way you got your kingdom was through criminal activity.
Murderer.
Yeah, the murderer, the thief, the liar. Through sin. That's how you translated the kingdom to yourself. Skullduggery. Yeah?
Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, that's it. Murder, everything unjust. He's wicked, bro. Like, you know, that's why he's a fugitive. And a fugitive, if you look at the characteristics of a fugitive, that's why these Edomites, when you're walking around, when they lock eyes with you, they just all bug out and shit. Because it's in their DNA, it's in their spirit, bro. They're just naturally guilty. That's why you'll be just at work, just trying to bring your own vibe, and the Edomites just want to bother you. Hey man, you good, man? You alright?
They want to shit.
They're just thinking shit. That's it. They can't shake it.
What is it they said that SpaceX is actually trying to do? Is it build something on Mars or they're trying to put data
centers in
space, man. And it's some bullshit, yeah? They're not making no profit, and now man's a trillionaire off that. And then now he could take loans out on that wealth, and do other things. Why can't I have a business that's useless and fucking don't make no money?
Yeah, I want to put data centers in space.
I'll
start my own company.
You don't have to make a profit, right?
Yeah, man, I cook my own.
It's so
The last rocket blew up as well, like, and then the stock stood up anyway.
One of the rockets has actually landed back down, and the rest of them,
it's fraud. There's a whole system that's smoke and mirrors and fraud. This guy ain't even a genius, man. They got them people thinking this guy's a genius. He's not a genius, man. He's a nepo baby.
But no, but brother Bo says to exit when you're looking at what they've just done. It's like get all the money and then now crash it all.
But now they're investing other people's money into it.
Yeah,
it's the biggest IPO in history.
That's what I'm saying.
35 billion.
It's one of three. That's the thing.
That's the thing. I was like, OpenAI and Anthropic
And
are still
Anthropic,
coming.
all at the
I think
same
OpenAI
time.
is this month.
And it's not doing anything that actually is good for the people of the earth. Because data centers in space, on the list of things that's important.
What about
things that's valuable to everyone's life?
I got a space colony.
It's like, this will transform humanity. It's like, no, bro. We don't need data centers.
Hold on, didn't they need a fuck ton of water to cool the data center?
Well, technically you wouldn't need water.
Space,
But they're talking about
Allegedly.
the vacuum of space. But then they said apparently that makes it worse trying to cool it because like the vacuum of space makes it even
Bro, it's not gonna happen.
I was like,
It's a
I was like,
scam.
bro, I was
Yeah,
like, this is the most
woman in the universe.
nonsense plan, bro.
But on that, because this goes to show you it's a scam. Because when you're about to IPO, do all of these things, do financial investments, you go through a process called due diligence.
Yeah, you have to have a proven concept. It's got
Exactly. So someone has to ask the question. It's like, wait,
Are you making money?
will it work? What about latency? Right, that's a big thing. That's why you got Starlink, but they still got latency.
Starlink's fucking trip for like.
But that just shows you in Esau's world, they could do bullshit and just get away with it.
Yeah.
But you can't have a business that's failing.
Yeah.
It's peak.
So I think even they said like retail investors, I think is like 30% of the IPO.
Yeah,
which
they're
is
gonna
more
get
than I think normally it's like 10% or 5. So it's
Did
like,
it just change?
They changed the
yeah,
rules.
they chopped up everything.
Yeah, it's in the power of their hand. They can do that. Go on now.
Wisdom of Solomon 12 verse 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the holy land, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices. Yeah, man, and that still goes on to this day because even I had this quick little bit of data I pulled up in the background about the major nations affected and estimated losses from Esau Edom's fuckery. Just to skim over it real quick. India, and this is the money that they took from those nations, 64 by an equivalent to today's money. India 64.8 trillion, Nigeria 700 billion.
But if I can say before you finish, it's like you've got that money, but then it's what could they have done and built with that money. You know?
And then taking those resources then gives you the ability to now control them. Because that's why you have the brain drain. The brain drain happens because if you're a brilliant individual in these countries, you got to weigh up, do I live a normal life but help my country build, or do I move to London and get paid 3 times the kind of money? So that's why the West is able to drain the brains of the so-called third world, man. Man from Niger they want to move to America or thing to make the money because the pound and the dollar stronger. Now if the Nigerian thing was cool, they wouldn't want to move to America now. They'll just stay there and do their thing.
The only thing is cool there is petroleum. If you work in the oil industry, you can clean up. But if you're not there,
and the church.
Don't lie, the church.
Jesus.
1, 2, 3, fire! We just do it. We just do it. That video was legendary, man.
That's crazy, man.
Shit, but I need that.
Yo, even with India, it's mad. It says the East India Company collected taxes from Indian citizens and used a third of that revenue to buy Indian goods. This process meant Britain acquired commodities for free and then resold them globally for 100% profit.
100% profit.
Insane.
Bro, man, we're caking. No, they were caking, and then like yourself. So the Industrial Revolution, they were able to invest in the Industrial Revolution from the profits of things like these. So now you own the next level of industry because you own the production because of the money that you had previously. You know what I'm saying? And they never put that into, when they did remember when they had the Olympics in the UK, they had the whole history of the UK and they skipped past slavery and went straight to the Industrial Revolution.
That is horrendous.
When the money for the Industrial Revolution came from these plantation owners, and they were like, okay, we need to put our money into something else now. And they put their money into the into basically having machines and sticking these children in there to work.
All from slavery.
And this is helping with the speed of manufacturing and you know these different revolutions that we get, and all this technology we've got. You know, all this money has increased the speed of it.
Yeah.
So Esau likes to parade around like, yeah, we're so great because we're doing this and that in such a short space of time. But you're basically Ronaldo in the Portugal team.
Yeah.
Like, everything's about your own stats, isn't it? Like, yeah, we did this, that. But you're fucking up the whole world in the process of it. You're moving too quick.
They need to sub him, man.
Even in the Industrial Revolution, they didn't really care. That's why you had Charles Dickens. And Charles Dickens was writing all those different books, because they were taking their own people and putting them in workhouses, taking the children, putting them in work, chimney sweeps and all that stuff, and get Oliver Twist. And then obviously they said, oh, you know what, man, we need to start treating these people a little bit better. That's why you end up starting getting the boomer. But they just want to go back to that anyway. Because really, it wasn't a moral reason why they changed. They just got too much heat on them. Oh shit,
PR, man.
The PR had to change, so they kind of let the workers get a little bit more, but now they want to take it all back. That's why it said you will own nothing. Because they never liked the idea of the average man having anything. They want it all to themselves. They're the devil,
and they have most of it already now, but they still want more.
More than heart could wish, right? That's what it tells us.
That gets rid of all the workers' unions, all that shit.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of the unions.
That's when the fair deal with
Yeah, it was through the unionization. That's when you get the boomers. The laborers end up getting a lot more money. Their wages. Now wages are down.
Down bad, yeah. But yeah. Can't.
I've got something real quick on what you just saw about the inheritance. Jeremiah 15:11. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls.
Yeah, they've grown fat. Like these Edomites, man, the wealth that they've got off Jake's back here is you can't calculate it, because you got the labor of wealth, you got the intellectual property. You like to talk about intellectual property. What about all the inventions of Jake's and the things that Jake, the patents and stuff that he never gave Jake credit for, or bought Jake out, because Jake ain't. The thing is, you gotta understand is, like, whenever you set up a system where you got a people that's got vast amounts of money and a person that's poor and desperate, right? Because you're poor and desperate, it allows you to be predated on. So that's why you got these men that go to the lions, and the lions know, bro, you got a good idea. But guess what? If you don't have the capital, that idea ain't going nowhere.
Toss the shit out.
So I tell you
or they'll
what,
take your idea and then
we'll buy your idea off you, and then you're gonna take the money, because at the end of the day, you come from nothing. So you're like, boy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man's offering me 10 million for my idea. I might as well take that 10 million and run because I'm broke. Not knowing that idea is a multi-billion generation idea, so man's just gonna take that.
But it's not in your hands.
But you can't got it.
Because they did that with my man.
With the music
Moses
industry.
West.
They didn't. They did
If
my
Jake
man
had
with the
their
reggae
own
sauce.
money, right? They wouldn't need to go to the so-called Jew, because the music industry is based upon what? Distribution, meaning you have an infrastructure to get your music to the masses, which means you need to have money to build that infrastructure. So if Jake already had money, we would have had our own infrastructure, meaning our own stores, own way of getting onto the TV. Then in terms of the artist producing the music, you'd have the money for the studio time and all these different things. When you don't have the capital and you don't have the infrastructure, that's when all you got is the idea, all you got is the talent. But that talent can't make nothing by itself. You need something behind it.
The only ones that are able to actually execute it is on a localized or
very
regional,
low, small level. But if you want to be on the big, you need the money. But if Jake had the money, they wouldn't need these men to come in and give you $1 million record deal. You could just go to your uncle and your uncle front you a mill or something like that. And then you ain't got pressure to sell low. If they want it from you, they really got to give you something for it. But when you come from dirt, it's easy to just come in with a little bag here, and a man's eyes light up because they see a couple zeros, and for them that might as well be 1 trillion. I'm rich. You know, oh shit, man.
They don't understand.
For this.
They don't understand.
Yeah,
You got to pay
for
all
them,
that
man,
back.
it's like £2. Might as well be. Hold that. Next thing you know, man's got $1 trillion fucking industry running. So when you're poor, it's easy for you to be predated on by the rich. You know.
Even on the music industry, bro. You know them old small hats, they were wicked. You know what they used to do? They would just have a man's whole catalogue just in his grandson's name. Nothing. He's just growing up, getting paid off for old Smokey Robinson or whatever. Jake, music.
Didn't even exist.
He didn't even he wasn't even born. He just owned the catalogue.
And that's because Jake was poor.
Yeah.
When you start with nothing, you can't make and that goes into Israel. When we came out of Egypt, the Lord didn't bring us out of Egypt with nothing. Because contrary to popular belief, you can't make something out of nothing. Unless you're the Most High, it's not possible. You have to have certain amount of base capital in order to make anything happen.
The priest got paid.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have something to start with. Even if you get a farm, if you get land, and you say, I got this land, right? You need something to start with because you need to feed yourself while you're growing the crops. You have to have something in your hand. That's why the sharecropping thing, again, because man didn't have nothing. Now you need to start off behind. You're starting off in debt. You know what I'm saying? So all of that stuff plays into it. You keep people impoverished, you can constantly just take advantage of them, Because if they had the peas, you couldn't come to man and tell man no bullshit. You'd have to come correct.
Yeah, we had it like that. You had Job, you had Abraham. They knew how to, you know.
Well, this is the thing.
Cultivate and make money.
Like,
and take care of people.
Hey, you can handle a homeless man easy. But you know when you in Britain, you know how it goes in the end. These homeless man, they go rob things,
like perfumes,
and they come back and they try to sell it in the pub. And man's homeless, so you see man haggling, man, and it's like, bro, give man the peas. My man's like, nah, I'll give you £2 for it. My man's like, bro, just give man. But because man's desperate, you could do that. You could just say, look, bro, I'm taking this whole thing, for £2. Take it or leave it. A man have to take it because he needs his fix. That's how they do Jake. You know what I mean? Jake is down bad, so it's like whatever little we give you, you have to take it because you need it. Otherwise, what are you gonna do?
And then if you have a form of like, what do you call it, dignity, there's gonna be your brother or your sisters
that will do it instead.
And you'll be like, look, I'm trying to get something going. And they'll be like, I don't care, nigga. I need my money. So you can't really get out of that hole.
Like I said, that's why when we come out of slavery, the Lord gave us everything we need, which includes money. Ultimately, you're going to start a nation, you need some bread to get you going. So the Egyptians gave us what? Gold and silver. We didn't come out of Egypt just barehanded. What are you going to do with your bare hands?
And then even our clothes didn't
waste.
So that tells you something. The Lord maintained us a certain way. So you weren't thinking, I need to get a new garment, or
we didn't come out in debt, or broke pocket. And it's just like now, when we go into the kingdom, we're gonna start the kingdom off with bank, bro.
Bare capital, bro.
With capital.
All the capital.
Resources, man, ready to go. You know, not like in this kingdom. Everything you do, you have to start with nothing, man. And you got to beggy the thing or borrow, and then you're borrowing of interest, so you're already cooked.
Or save for 1,000 years.
Then when them Edomites find out you're in trouble, like this guy Floyd, once they find out you're in trouble now, it's like, oh, you know that house that you bought for 300 million or whatever. I'm just giving out a dumb number. It's like, because I really need the bread. Oh, you need the bread?
2 million.
10 million for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's worth it. It's like, bro, you see, bro, I'll give you, you know. And that's what they do. That's how they get you. They wait till you're in a desperate situation and they look at all your assets. Now they could buy your assets for pennies on the dollar.
Because they're a network, they'll ban anybody else doing it.
Because they all know what the game is. They're all gonna lowball you. They're not gonna give you the proper money.
Because you can afford that. Not many people, innit?
They were waiting for you.
They just say, look, man,
that's so dark,
bro. There's a whole predator mans that look around and wait for when guys have money problems. Because as soon as you got money problems, they know you ain't got liquid cash and you need the liquid cash. Okay, cool. What have you got? And he's like, I got this house. I bought it for 10 mil. 2 mil. And then now you've just made 8 mil on top straight.
Like even during COVID, you know, obviously the market prices affected people's homes that we're trying to sell. Obviously, like I have some family members who sold a property, right? And then, bro, they were just getting bare letters and calls from like these companies. Look, like if you want, I know your house worth 500K, but if you want 250 next week, make it happen for you. It's bro. Do that. Real shit, bro.
Bro, predators, they there. They be sniffing it out, and they be looking at you like them athletes. Bro, there's man's watching them athletes, and they'll even get their friend to set them up. Mitchell man gets into good debt, and they'll wait. They'll play the long game on these guys. Then you hear about it, and now they start buzzing around. Oh, you need help?
your house, your
They took my
bathrobe,
ring.
everything.
They took my ring. They took my Rolex.
Damn, what's that? Yeah, and then when them JOOs, when you go back to them JOOs with your iced out watch, that you bought from them for bare peas because you need the bread, man's like, yeah, they're gonna give you 10% of the price, right? And you're gonna be pissed, but no one else is gonna buy it from you. Because no one else wants that crap.
And they don't tell you about, like, especially with Jake with the fucking
Bust
bling,
down.
They bust it down. You're going against, you're fucking up the
But
market.
guess what?
value.
Well, after they bought it from you, another nigga's gonna come into the store and they're gonna sell it to him for full price. That's how the game works, man. It's like a revolving door, man. Hey, so don't buy no bust down.
Just get factory set. If you want diamonds, and they get factory set diamonds, man. That's how you. I don't know if any brother's gonna buy any. But that's the reality of the situation. You gotta keep maintain your value. But Jake and Thunderheads, they don't know that stuff.
Because
Yeah.
Because it was like when you see Edomites with big watches, those watches a lot of the time just stay in the box.
Right. Yep.
And then there's a special mechanism that rotates, because it's like the real watches, expensive watches, they auto charge. I forget the self-winding.
Waste of time.
Fucking Jewish man. Fucking watches.
Just buy some.
Buy one expensive watch, if that, and let it be like 0.1% of your.
Moissanite.
Buy a fishing boat.
Bro, that Moissanite looks nice, bro. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. Bro,
you know how many fishing boats you could buy with? Yeah. We could buy a fleet of fishing boats and have some niggas somewhere in Cape Verde, blood, running them boats, man. Anyway, quick switch that we close.
That's bad. I can buy a bad cows with that. Damn. How much cows you could buy? Shit. You steak every day.
From the top it says, "Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten."
Yeah, all these Edomite that we spoke about, all these Edomite. One guy, he had a quote, I think he said, "Where you see great wealth, there's great crime," and that's true. Wherever you usually see great wealth, there's great crime going on. But these big dudes, man, they've come from crime families, man. They were moving opium, but they're still involved. We went through that, man. Usually, when you trace what they were doing, there's bare skullduggeries, there's bare buried bodies, there's bare man that's been assassinated and killed to get where they're getting to, man. That's just the way of the world. There ain't no prim and proper thing. It's
Sacrificing too.
Sacrifices too, that too. Sacrificing the children, running judge.
But there's no retroactive action against them.
AJ, we see you, AJ.
With the zoo for
I mean?
Let's get some new deals.
Yeah, these dudes be sacrificing family members and all sorts,
His best friends and that.
Yeah. So that's what it is. But these Edomites, they're gonna pay. They're not gonna roll off into the sunset and live life happily ever after as elites in the New World Order, man. They're going into slavery and they're gonna lose all their wealth, and they're gonna go where they don't want to be. They're gonna be in a place where they're gonna have to do hard labor. And there ain't gonna be no shortcuts either. There's gonna be hard labor. There's gonna be whippings for no reason.
Long days.
That's what I call confusion whippings.
What did I do?
You know them ones. You ever got hit by one of your parents and you don't know why? Instantly you get a confused look and pain at the same time. You don't know. That's how you gonna be just there, working, and man might just decide to just lick one off on you. You just don't know why, man. You have to hold that one. You have to firm it and keep it moving, bro. Just for good measure, man. I call it confusion whippings, man. Like a Pokemon confusion.
Hey, the Lord does it to us, man. In this walk, you might go through something and you're thinking, like, why? But it's just constant. I want to keep going.
Hold that.
Your pops just got you. He just hit you in the gut for no reason.
Yeah.
Your gold got beaten when you're sleeping.
That's child abuse.
Trust me, bro. That's what because they got a lot to pay for.
They do.
They have a lot to pay for, man. These Edomites have done a lot of evil and a lot of dastardly deeds in the earth, from history going back to the day. There's all kind of people I've seen, but you won't see it on the mainstream news. But if you watch that on YouTube, You got them little small little news things with real reporters that are reporting and shit. And I'll be watching them, and there'll be this woman at a funeral. Oh, she was a local, fucking, what they call them people? Activists for a local environmental group because this company's been doing this, that, and the other, and a couple gunmen just come and just mow her down. And you know, them gunmen didn't just decide to wake up one day. You know what? Yeah, this woman's an activist who's gonna go. No, the corporation has hired a fixer. And then the fixer has gone to the local bad man, and then the local bad man has killed her. So basically, the corporation killed her. But you ain't gonna see it on BBC News.
Never.
You're only gonna see it on them little tiny little, you know, them little bandulu man that's just doing some reporting with 500 views, trying to do good in the world.
Asking for donations.
So these corporations are constantly getting they're constantly murdering people that get in the way or don't lay down.
Because there was always that Boeing whistleblower, and he just turned up dead. You know, everyone forgot. Everyone forgot.
He got bro.
Which goes back to the point that the elder was making. Also, it goes back to the point that the elder made at the top of the lesson, where it's like, look, if they don't want you to hear about something, you ain't hearing about it.
Period.
No, that ain't touching no BBC News desk, bro. No way. Why would it? It's just some native somewhere in fucking Nicaragua getting smoked. I don't care about that.
They'll always pick up on, oh yeah, and you take saying something crazy again.
Yeah.
Pick up on that, you know.
So they got a lot to pay for, man. These people are not innocent, man. But you know, they do philanthropy. So.
Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers.
And that's a lot of treasure. And these men have got treasures. I'm talking about physical treasures. There's something called a king's treasure. These elite families have king's treasures. And what I mean by a king's treasure is they've got personal items here that man's, these are unique items, items that are from the old world, things that man don't know about. Some of the things they keep in the British Museum, some of the stuff in the British Museum is privately owned, but they let man keep it in the museum. But these men have things that, like, you gotta go to their yard and then they take you down into their own private, and it's like, I got this. This was from this king, such and such. They've got private treasures that people don't know about. Gold vaults that man don't know about.
And even stuff that they've taken from other people years ago.
They've got it hidden, and people underestimate the amount of gold and silver they were taking out of these places. If you find one of these boats, bro.
It's like when they talk about the Taj Mahal. Apparently, the Taj Mahal was decked with precious jewels and all of that, and they just took it all.
They've got a lot of stuff hidden away in places, and they show it off amongst each other. Come, I'll show you. You ain't got this.
Private collections, because like the one of the Rothschild man.
That
was a private collection.
They got private collections,
you wouldn't even know what's in there.
They got artifacts there that is one of a kind. What's known as priceless. There ain't even a price on it. You got a killer man. You got a killer man and his family to get that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They heap up a lot of treasures, man. Not just the digital treasures, real physical treasures. They have it, man.
Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist.
They condemn and kill the just because many a times, like you said, the whistleblowers and all these people that try and do right in this world, they get taken out, they get killed, they get disposed of, right? There's no justice for them, right? They get railroaded by a corporation. No, it happens every day. Corporations just come in, railroad you. You ain't winning that case because they keep piling more money into it. So it's either you settle for something that is, or you ain't gonna win the case any damn way.
And so they all know each other. They're all in cahoots with one another.
They all in cahoots. I say, listen, just hold this 500 grand and shut the hell up. You ain't getting no. But my child died. Listen, bro. Hold this 500, and we're gonna seal this case and charge it. Don't ever speak to or sign this NDA. Yeah, and then you just all you're feeling guilty when you're driving your Ferrari. The child was worth 500K. You know what I mean? And even your lawyer's like, you know what, man, we can't afford to keep this case going, so you might as well take the 500K and charge it, man. That's what he would have wanted.
It says, be patient, therefore, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until you receive the early and latter rain. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
You can't give up. This place will break you down and either have you running on false hope or losing hope altogether. No, you have to be patient. You have to be willing to suffer and understand that even though we've been through multi-generations, every single brother here, we got a story. Every single brother here, we got a story. Mothers, fathers, uncles, man can go back generations, and it's all fuckery. I can guarantee you. Your dad's dad, and it probably gets worse too. Pure madness that man have had to deal with, pure traumas to be where we are today, man. It's true. It's the reality. Brothers from all different islands, it don't matter. Man could be from Jamaica, whatever. Bro, I know if man had the life stories, it would be just terrible. Terrible things. But we're coming to the point now where the Lord's gonna deliver us out of that, man. And once we're delivered, it's over. And we're gonna get all the good things. And when we work, we're gonna reap the benefits of it, man. And we ain't gonna have to be on Twitter reading these damn devils chatting shit every day. There's confusion whippings out here. Okay, so we close up on that.
I got one scripture.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, this is Sirach 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
That's right, and that's what we started with in this segment, and we ended with it. So it's beautiful. All right, so Kal Halal, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all the brothers out there in the highways and the byways. Shalom.